Welcome, nerds, to this public meeting of the council on this Saturday evening. I hope everyone is doing well. I hope you're ready for a great meeting full of nerdy news, nerdy opinion, nerdy speculation, and most importantly, nerdy fun. So prepare one and all by filling your cup and lighting your smoke. This meeting of the council is hereby called to order. As soon as the rest of them show up. My mic's muted. Welcome to the basement. Welcome to this meeting of the council. And I will introduce the council when they get here. How's everybody doing? What up, Priz? What up, Brooke? How we all doing this evening? Get my headphones handy so I can hear them when they get here. Oh, yeah. Welcome to my time zone, Brooke. East Side. What's up, David B? How you doing, man? You been all right? Ugh. Really warm here in Florida. Yeah, it tends to be warm in Florida, even this time of year. Florida's really fucking humid, though. And of course, hurricanes. I personally am not a fan of hurricanes. I've visited Florida. Oh, y'all done shopping? Nice. I appreciate the Tampa Clearwater area. It's that really good restaurant right there on Clearwater Beach. But live there? No, thank you. Yeah, beaches are fucking gorgeous. Zen noodles. Sounds like fun. Sounds yummy. We had nachos for dinner tonight. Homemade nachos. Homemade nachos are awesome. They're always good. Staying in Florida till the 18th. Cool. Then you're going to spend the rest of your vacation back in Seattle. Yeah, both of those are probably going to be streaming for me. I mean, Craven's definitely going to be streaming for me. There's no way in hell I'm spending money on that movie. And really nothing about the War of the Rohirrim. Like, I'm interested in it. I'm intrigued by it. But not enough to go to the theater for it and spend all that moolah. Craven is supposed to be insanely bad, yes. Like, there are always outliers. There are people who are out there publicly enjoying the movie, but those people, in terms of overall opinion, are like flies on an elephant's ass. Said elephant's ass being that movie sucked booty holes. The size of the crowd is the elephant's ass. Still don't think I said that right. Oh, well, y'all know what I mean. I know you do because you've heard me stumble through this shit before. I have been notified that the other council members are on their way. I imagine in the not too distant future, we shall all experience the joy of their presence. I'm excited. Oh, looks like we found one. Attention, nerds. The next council member has arrived. Welcome, motherfucker.
Howdy, howdy. I cannot get my camera to focus, but I'm here. Howdy, howdy.
That's all right.
Still waking up as well. My bad. Still
That's
barely alive, but we're kicking.
It's all good. It's all good. So outside of being extraordinarily short on sleep, how you doing?
Doing well. Can't complain, man. Caught up in a bunch of movies this week, so I'm a happy camper, man.
Nice.
Apparently, a bunch of good freaking news. So I'm excited about it, you know?
Yeah. Yep. Yeah,
Skeleton Crew's been hitting. Life's good.
Yeah. It's been... This is now what? You got Skeleton Crew, surprisingly entertaining.
Thankfully.
You're right. You had Agatha all along. That ended up being really good.
Yeah, surprisingly, thankfully.
Exactly. And then for me, I'm surprised the level to which I'm enjoying Creature Commandos is highly surprising.
I second that as well, because I'm the first person to criticize James Gunn, and not because I dislike him, just because he's been a key point of a lot of issues, I think, in cinema in the last 10 years. But like, I really like Creature Commando so far.
I never thought with these shows that I'd feel like I'm actually, at least for me, ending 2024 on a bit of a higher note. You know what I mean? Like, it's kind of finishing strong for me. And it's cool, but it's also weirding me the fuck out. You know what I mean?
Well, I mean, I didn't even really think about that till you just mentioned it. And half a month ago, we were just reeling from, I feel like, half of Elder Hollywood dying. So now there's like good things going on. It's just a complete different tune of all 2024. Blockbusters to deaths, and now we're actually kind of hanging out at the end.
Yeah. Well, what's really funny is like, this is streaming shows. Like, in the theater, we have Craven.
Which was so fucking bad. Excuse my French, but oh my god.
Dude, you're on my fucking channel.
Oh, that's true. That's true. But no, it was. Did you go see it?
Hell no.
If I didn't have 50-cent movie tickets, I wouldn't have seen it. But it was so
You only
awful.
right, but even if I'd had even if I could have walked into the theater itself for free, I still wouldn't spend the money I would need for snacks or for at least popcorn and a pop to see that movie. Like, no.
It was hard to sit through. It was actually hard to sit through. Madam Web hurt watching it because just like as an actor, the ADR, just the mismatching of the actual like dialogue was awful. It wasn't great in here; it was better, but like just someone who enjoys the arts, and I hate to be artsy fartsy BS, whatever, but like at all, it was just like it was legitimately painful watching it. Did you see John Campia's out of theater reaction?
Yeah, Josh played that on stream. Oh my
God.
Hell yeah. That shit was hilarious. Well, one of the guys in a group chat I'm in was talking about how like there were sounds coming from Craven's mouth, but his mouth was literally not moving.
Oh, yeah.
Like that's how bad the ADR was.
It's not as bad as Madam Web ADR wise. Film wise, shit. I was about to say I don't know. I might actually. No, I'd watch Craven over Madam Web, but Madam Web might. I don't know which one's technically the worst movie or the better movie.
Right.
That needs like a dissection.
It could be true that they are equally ass, just in different ways.
Yeah, no, honestly, it's Avi Arad. I need to make a video on Sidetrack, just like literally addressed Avi Arad because I am a huge Mass Effect person, and if he fucks that up, like he's done Borderlands, Uncharted, all this other stuff, I'm scared.
Zelda.
I'm scared. Oh, that okay. The only saving grace there is that it's Wes Ball, the director. The director's freaking great.
Okay.
He just did Kingdom of the Planet of the Apes this year, which I hope wins some visual effects Oscars, honestly. That or Dune. Dune and Kingdom of the Planet of the Apes better win visual effects stuff, but like it's the only saving grace because Mass Effect and Zelda desperately.
Oh, and I believe Naruto is something he's about to have access to as well.
Yeah, see, my buddy and I have a couple of buddies playing cards in the other room, Magic the Gathering and stuff like that, but they're Naruto people. I don't care about Naruto.
Right. Well, have you threatened them with Avi Arad yet?
Have I what?
So did you threaten them with Avi Arad yet? Like,
not yet, but now that you reminded me, when I have a little more life in my brain in a couple hours, I will.
Right.
Because, yeah, these conversations are going to wake me back up. I'm excited.
Well, if they're playing MTG over there, have they had any feelings about the Cavill Warhammer stuff officially being officials?
Oh, they're pumped. I don't think any of us are Warhammer people because that's just. I mean, we would. We just don't have the money to be Warhammer people. Facts. The way to say that, you know.
Facts.
No, we're pumped for that. I still haven't seen the Secret Level episode of it yet. I've been trying to like go through that slowly. I don't think I'm on episode 4, but I'm excited for that.
How many episodes? Yeah, I keep like I hear people talk about it, and I'm like, fuck, I need to watch that. And then like 10 minutes after I get done watching whatever I heard that get mentioned on, I forget about it.
No, exactly. No, thankfully they're just little shorts though. They're just
right.
Like, but I think there's freaking 9 or 9. I think 8 or 9 out of 13 or 16, something like that.
They're not even all out yet.
No. There's like another batch in like I think 2 weeks, week or 2.
All right. Oh, okay. I see what they're doing. All right. Yeah, I never really kept super close track of how it was going to be released, mostly because I kept forgetting it was existing until someone mentioned it. I'm like, God damn it.
Hey, as long as they give it to us in a second half faster than they gave us Invincible Part 2 in the second half.
Right. Yeah.
You know? Wait, Invincible Part 3's you would know better than me. That's in the next couple months, huh?
Yeah, February, I think.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Ooh.
Yeah.
That'll wake the brain up again real quick. start thinking about
Did you have you seen the trailer?
that.
Dog, there's a trailer.
No shit. I think I saw a
Invincible
still
season
from it. He's
3.
got the blue suit.
Yeah.
Okay.
Well,
I've
you
seen it
need
still.
to understand this. You need to watch the whole trailer. Stills are not enough. You need to watch the fucking trailer.
Okay.
It's a dope ass trailer, dude. I am so fucking hyped for this season.
Robert Kirkman's the shit. I'm in. Count me in always.
Yeah, the trailer, they were cheeky with what they know what went wrong with season 2. They know they know it wasn't quite as good as the first one. They know they shouldn't have done that stupid ass however many month break it was in the middle.
That was
no, they know, and it gets a bit they own their L in a very fun way. So yeah, cool. I'm hyped, which gives me even more hope for this season, because if if they knew enough to mock themselves in the trailer, I think we're good.
Well, they're smart. They're meta in like a fun and smart way, and not like over the top, not like
Right.
Kevin-y kind of way or something, but like they're like, hey, I love in season 2 when they're like, it's cheap. It's literally, we have to do the stills and stuff like that because it's cheaper to do that.
Right.
We cut some corners here. But it's still so damn good. I'm pumped. Did you see that they're going to do the spin-off in the comics too for Battle Beast?
No, I didn't hear that.
Yeah.
Kendall!
Ew!
Kendall! How you doing, man? How is mom and baby? How are they?
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Kendall just have a kid?
Last Saturday, I believe the baby's a week old today, if I'm not
No
mistaken.
way. Congrats, man.
Please correct me if I'm wrong on that, Kendall, but yeah.
Hey, big congrats.
Yeah.
Is boy or girl, did you say?
I didn't say.
Do we know?
I'm supposed to know, so shut up.
Never mind. Never mind.
I feel horrible. I can't remember if he had a boy or a girl, Kendall. It's just it refuses the information. I've been boy.
Okay,
Damn,
cool.
That's what I thought, but I didn't want to be wrong.
That's smart.
Like I just didn't want to be wrong, so I'm just like, hey, how's mom and baby? Otherwise, I've been like, hey, how's mom and the boy?
Ayo, that's cool.
That's real talk. I'm a little embarrassed about that shit, but of course, mad congratulations to y'all.
That's so cool. My little sister has a 3-year-old, and I'm excited to start the journey eventually. That's
yeah.
Cool. So cool.
Yeah, well, yeah, I got my 2-year-old grandson thumping around up there right now. So,
ew. Got Magic the Gathering and babies around.
Mm-hmm.
Just gotta watch out for the doors now.
Yeah.
Yeah. Almost as good as keeping Avi, Aaron, or Arad, however you say it, away from all of our IP.
Yeah, no kidding. Someone needs to just, you know what they need to do? They need him to promote it'll be a win-win. They just promote him the fuck out of there. Like,
yeah.
Stick him over here somewhere.
How does he
that way he gets the prestige and the and the fatter check, and we get the safety to our stuff. Everyone wins.
Like when Marvel was selling off all the rights, did he get like some kind of like Broccoli family for James Bond kind of rights over Spider-Man or something? Is that what's going on?
I have no idea.
Because well, I don't understand how he's involved with so many IP. And it's just strictly just having the cash to fund or something, or
well, I don't know if he's strictly a Marvel producer. I think that's part of his job, but I think he might be just like a big producer in Sony Studios in general.
Well, yeah, because he's doing all the different things now too.
Exactly. Which
also video games galore.
Yeah, fuck, I forgot about those. Yeah, those too.
That does not make me happy. This scares me.
Right? Like, and I'm not like I'm not a big gamer. I never played Mass Effect. The only Zelda game I ever played was the original. Like, so, but on the other hand, like those are not near and dear IP to my heart. But on the other hand, like I know what horrific handling of IP that is near and dear to my heart looks like.
Yeah,
Catherine.
and there are IP that are just near
So,
and dear, like huge chunks of, I guess, certain like fantasy, I guess, and sci-fi, literally right there, one
mhm.
and the other.
Oh
Just
yeah, and
them right.
fucking Kurtzman.
Oh, Alec Kurtzman, is that what we're talking about?
Kurtzman.
Oh, see, he's kind of one of the people I keep meaning to start watching Star Trek, and it's not happening just yet. I don't know why I can't get this damn camera to. Does it look clear to you, or is it fuzzy?
It's a little fuzzy.
Okay, because it's fuzzy for me, and I was trying to figure it out. I'm not technologically apt enough to figure that part out. But
Oh, well, I just look at it as representative of how you feel right now.
honestly, I it threw me off for a second. I was wondering if it was actually my fucking brain. I was like, what's going on?
uh, that's hilarious, though. Speaking of meta.
Yeah. Mark
Uh,
Zuckerberg popping up.
no, I had an itch.
Oh,
No, Zuckerberg is, I don't know. Knowing him, he's probably wherever the UFC is right now.
he went from like a lizard person to a pretty cool dude. Like I don't know how, but he managed it.
Yeah, well, he's like going full bro at this point.
He got the same PR team as Bezos eventually. They won.
Yeah.
Did he get a divorce too, or what's going on?
That I'm not sure on. I don't really follow him that closely. Just like when he says or does something that really gets people's attention, and then I hear about it. But like, I can't afford his fucking products. I don't use Facebook anymore, so I don't fucking care.
Like, I don't video game enough to get an Oculus or something, but they're so cool. They honestly are really cool.
Yeah,
Just too nice.
yeah. I mean, don't get me wrong. I'm not saying it's a bad product by any stretch. It looks fucking sweet, but like, I would require a massive injection of cash to say the least.
I'm not a VR gamer yet, and I'm not a Warhammer player just yet. Give me a couple of years, and we'll talk again.
Oh, booyah! Council's in effect.
Howdy, man.
What up, Jay?
What's going on, guys? Hello.
How you
What
doing?
talking about?
Just rando shit.
I'm doing good, guys. How about yourselves?
Not too bad at all, man.
Barely awake.
Rivals.
Yeah. Oh, I forgot to tell you, fucking like the whole family got together and got a PS5 for my son-in-law for his birthday.
Yeah.
So, and his birthday was Thursday. Yeah, and he's been playing Rivals on the 65-inch, and I'm like, God damn it!
It's a free game. Just download it.
I know.
Is it actually free?
Yeah.
Is it on like every platform or what is it?
Yeah, every platform.
Oh, no way.
Yeah, it's fire.
That was the first Josh stream I watched in a long time. I just don't catch him at the wrong times a lot nowadays. And like, I watched him play that shit for forever the other day.
Yeah, dude. I mean, he's not a great gameplay to watch, but
it was that 200 or trying to get a 200 stream.
Oh, sweet Jesus. Yeah.
That was a decision.
Like, I didn't see the end of that. And by the time I went back to watch it, like, he'd already somehow pared that big ass stream down to like an hour. I was like, what the fuck is this?
Yeah. YouTube does that because they don't let you have a full VOD of over 12 or something hours like that.
Oh, okay.
And he didn't cut stream.
They don't allow you to split it up either?
No. Once you go over that, you got to end it yourself. Once you go over that, it deletes like a good chunk, like pretty much all of it.
Wow.
But it's on Twitch.
Oh, is it? Okay, I
Definitely
might have to go back and watch the meltdown on Twitch then.
Yeah, he broke his headphone or some shit.
Yeah. Yep. Oh yeah, no, he copped to it on stream.
Yeah, pretty much.
Yeah, he copped to it on stream. He's like, "Yep, I smashed my expensive headphones." And I think he's got like, what do you say, $30 ones from GameStop now?
Yeah, which I mean, hey, they're still pretty good, but
Right.
yeah.
Okay. I'm tired of these. I want some over ear ones. But they got to be slim though, otherwise people want to start calling me Princess Leia. I know this because it's happened.
That's crazy. That's a crazy statement to give.
Well, here.
Is it bad that he said that? And I was like, I kind of want him to get different headphones with all kinds of different toupees on them as well, and just switch different days.
Hey, that'd be great.
That'd be awesome.
Get him some of those headphones with bunny ears and stuff on it.
Yeah.
Oh man.
Heyo. Can you hear right now? Hello? Ni hao?
No, he can't hear.
I rest my case.
Where's the toupee? We need it.
Factual statement.
I'm like half delirious right now.
I heard y'all talk about Craven for a second though. Like
Yeah. Utter shite.
yeah.
Complete shite.
That's probably the one agreement we'll get on today, bro.
So I need slimline ones because I can't stand this shit up my ear hole anymore. Excuse me.
Ay.
There we go.
Oh,
Now your camera's gone.
Oh, God damn it.
hey, it looks better than mine right now, so you're all set.
Give me a minute. I'll be back.
Oh, wow.
Indiana Jones games look pretty dope. I haven't seen the Indiana Jones game stuff.
It looks good. I have it downloaded just from like Game Pass. I just haven't, sat down to play with it yet.
Is it like a full 60 something bucks, or if you don't have Game Pass?
I think so, probably.
Jeez. Okay.
Yeah.
May or may not be checking that out.
But it looks good. Hell, any Bethesda game, I'll give a shot.
Oh, goes again. God damn it. What the fuck?
What's going on with your stuff right now, man?
I don't know. Like I was literally right back and then it literally went away again.
I was unplugging my stuff and it didn't even work. I tried the whole 30-second old man reset kind of way, and that's the only way I really know how to do it, and I didn't do it.
Like, what is
I have to usually go into OBS first and then do the configure thing to where it starts to focus more, and then go on here.
Yeah, I was about to do it simultaneously. That probably isn't gonna work.
Yeah, I don't think I'll let you do that.
I'll try it in half an hour. Something like that. Yeah?
I seem to be holding on for now.
All right, cool.
All right. You guys ready to get into this? Chad, are you ready for the council to officially begin?
Let's do it.
Yeah.
I hereby bring this motherfucking council to order.
All right.
First on the agendas, and the main reason that we are here, as this council was called by Mr. Justin for this exact reason. But we're going to be talking about a lot more than that because, oh my God, the news lately. But first, the reason we are here to discuss Skeleton Crew. Good show, bad show, good idea, bad idea. Yada, yada, yada.
Bad for the franchise, good for the franchise.
Yes. All the usual questions you would ask of a show. We're about to discuss.
Yeah.
The deluxe edition of Indiana Game costs £189 in the UK.
Jeez, bro.
That's terrifying.
Hey, can we real quick talk about that?
Isn't that
real
over
quick?
$200 in real money?
Oh yeah, that's 210, 205, 210.
That's a crazy statement, chillin'.
I gotta fuck with David every once in a while.
Can we real quick talk about that? Like, Lucasfilm stays giving games away, making you pay for like huge DLCs and shit for their game to either barely work or just be trash or bugs and all that stuff.
Well, even if this game is awesome, a good chunk of it's like a rehash of stuff that we've already seen in movies and stuff too, isn't it? Like, I don't know how to justify 190 freaking bucks for it.
I don't know. I really don't know. I haven't seen it. I haven't even seen gameplay of it. So I just remember my awesome experience with Jedi Fallen Order and how much I really regretted buying that deluxe edition.
Yeah. I didn't enjoy Fallen Order half as much as I did Survivor realistically.
I didn't finish both of them. No, I didn't finish both of them.
I finished both, but like finish Survivor, I guess.
Yeah, Survivor didn't run the first whole actually at all. Like,
no shit.
Yeah, yeah.
What? Xbox, PS5, PC? PC?
It didn't.
Y'all are the fancy ones. Come on.
Yeah, it would almost bring down my whole entire PC because of whatever they were running it at. So, game's great. What's going on?
Hey, Lucas. Well, it's not LucasArts anymore, huh?
No. It was not unplugged, you bitch. There we go.
I like the story of Fallen Order, but the gameplay, not too much of them out. Pretty much in it. Yeah, I agree. My biggest problem with Fallen Order and Survivor is like, dude, I'm sorry. I don't want to fucking have to do a clue or a puzzle to do everything in the game. I want to go and kill stormtroopers, maybe make me sneak around somewhere, and then I kill more stormtroopers. Yeah. Like, I don't let me be a Jedi. Let me go fucking do cool shit. Don't make
the occasional puzzle's fine.
Yeah, an occasional small puzzle is fine. Not literally the whole code to how to solve world hunger.
Not like 40 to 60% of gameplay. Like, come on.
Yes, man.
Ugh. That was Fallen Order was just the worst about that shit. That and then it was just
Justin sounded like GI. Justin sounded like GI Robot, except about stormtroopers instead of Nazi troopers. Are there Nazis?
Some of the puzzles required timing too. Yeah, like it was just over the top.
God damn
over
it!
The top.
Like
that's why Spider-Man is so dope. Spider-Man, you literally have puzzles here and there, but they're quick, straight to the point, and they're fun. Yeah. And then you beat up bad guys again.
I mean, there are plenty of freaking games to do it right. That shit was just too convoluted. I don't know. It had no business being in a game that was Star Wars.
You know that there's music
playing?
He doesn't know. We can't hear you now.
Yeah. They're jamming for a second, though.
Yeah, David's right. Karma for chilling right now. Don't fuck with it. Don't do it. I saw that the Witcher trilogy was on discount on Steam. Dude, you know what game is on Steam too? That's kind of piqued my interest. This is crazy. House Flipper, guys. House Flipper seems fun.
I never played a Witcher game.
Do what?
I still never played a Witcher game.
I haven't either. I actually have not either.
Everybody's pissed off about Witcher 4, apparently, but that's kind of funny.
Oh my gosh. We still can't hear you.
If you start sign languaging for us, we can look up interpretations and interpret in real time.
okay.
Actually, that'd be really difficult because it would be backwards on camera, huh? We'd have to be able to read sign language both forward and backwards.
Yeah. Actually, I mean, technically, it'd be the same way if we're watching a video.
Because it would it be screwy for us on StreamYards, but it would be fine for the audience?
You're breaking my brain right now. I don't know.
See, I only had 3 hours of sleep last night, and I'm half stoned, half just awake like that.
Yeah, you're breaking my brain. You're breaking it.
David, Brooke, what would happen? Y'all are in charge now. We send it off on you. The moderators have taken over.
I'm saying. Prez, where's Prez at, man? Prez, hi, bro. How are you?
We just start screaming about Skeleton Crew.
Okay,
There
how
he
about
is.
now?
Okay, there we can hear you.
Wait, what? Did you say something again?
I figured it out, I hope. No?
No, you're good. You're good.
Oh, okay. I was gonna say.
I was gonna contribute to the bit,
somehow
but at this point, I'm like, nah, I feel bad.
No, somehow it switched off this microphone into like I don't know what, but anyway, I've fingered it out.
Hey, best way to do it sometimes.
Yep.
Okay.
The only way to do it sometimes.
First Witcher takes around 30 hours to beat.
That's not bad.
Oh, that's like 6 5-hour gaming sessions. Less than a week.
Actually, that's about how long the second Spider-Man was.
Yeah.
Right.
About 30 hours.
Yeah.
Was that just straight storyline play though? Or were you off?
Pretty much storyline play.
Yeah.
Yeah. The game's lit, man.
I know. I've watched you play it.
Just wish they would put actual effort into doing updates.
Yeah, I've heard that spoken on more than once, and by many more people than you. It seems to be a bit of an issue. Like, wasn't there like a big old DLC massively disappointing DLC thing that happened with that recently?
Yeah, it was literally just cosmetic stuff that no one asked for.
Yeah.
Oh, no gameplay. That's right.
Yeah.
Cosmetics in a video game is still better than Craven the Hunter movie. So.
Oh, we'll get to that later.
I guess that was gonna bomb, you know.
Well, I mean, there's bombing, and then there's this. Like, it's doing worse than both Madam Web and Morbius. It's insane. But this meeting was convened initially to talk about Skeleton Crew. So, did you finish it, Justin? While not doing anything else?
No, I didn't finish the first episode.
How far in did you get?
I can give me 1 second. I can tell you where I cut it off.
Okay.
I had to watch literally the first 10 minutes like over 3 times because I was so uninterested in what was going on that I wasn't able to comprehend what was going on. So yeah, it's a show. Yeah, it's a show. It's definitely a show.
It's better to do.
I have 19 minutes left, so I made it 9 minutes.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Like, what's the visual?
You got Dumbo and that random girl. The gate thing.
They're doing what? They're doing what?
Look, they're listening to whatever this little hole in the ground that scruffy-headed kid found.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
All right. Okay. Yeah, they're not quite in the ship yet. All right.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
Okay.
Cool. So obviously nothing grabbed your interest, but like, what was so not grabby Like, what were you missing?
Uh-huh.
Any level of Star Wars possible, I was missing. The fact that Jude Law's character, which I haven't even seen his face yet, his outfit is literally Jack Sparrow's with a helmet.
Kind of.
It's so dumb. I'm sorry. I don't understand why we can't just make the same story in a more Star Wars. Like, bro, why do we got to pull from every other franchise? Like, it's ugh, makes you want to vomit, bro. It's so bad. I can't. It's
And you're missing the owl cat. You have no idea.
I'm good. I don't. Like, there's literally elephants in space now. Like, what the fuck are we doing?
Well, there have been since the original.
No, they're
trilogy.
cute as fuck. Like, I ain't gonna lie, it's cute as fuck. Whatever species this little Dumbo kid is cute, but
You prefer the elephant or Max Rebo?
I don't even know who that is right now, bro. I don't like this. I don't like it. Ugh. Ugh.
Yeah, I think David, not to like cut the. We're not gonna use this to cut the discussion or anything, but his last sentence there is pretty poignant.
Yeah, it's straight up
entertainment.
Yeah, it's Goonies, E.T. It's for. I don't feel like it's for kids necessarily, but I mean the first first two are definitely more children oriented for sure.
Right.
But you know, it's not gonna. I don't think it's gonna try to hit you like Andor and be all fancy, or it's not gonna hit you like Mando. I guess. I don't know. It's looking to bridge the gap somewhere.
Well, I'll tell you what it's doing. It's doing exactly what something would do when it's trying to and succeeding to capture that 80s Amblin vibe.
Mm-hmm.
What's next is a slight turn towards darkness. It's gonna, there's been hints like that firefight in the first. There's a lot more personal damage in that firefight than there was in the OT entrance that was an homage of. There's just been little hints and sprinkles in there, the same way you in almost the same exact places you get them in shit like what I watched when I was a kid. So I can see what's next vibe wise coming, and I ain't mad at it because it's going the direction you would want it to go if you were still watching it, of course.
Yeah, I'm not watching them.
Yeah, I know.
I'm done.
It feels like something that would be Spielberg produced. Amblin, obviously. So
Yep.
yeah, no, it totally is in that just wheelhouse. And I don't know if we'll ever get something actually Star Wars Spielberg made, but it feels Spielbergian, which I like, I guess.
Spielbergian.
Look, I'll say this: I would probably enjoy it if it wasn't under the Star Wars umbrella. It does
now,
not.
would you enjoy Andor if it was not under the Star Wars banner?
Maybe.
Okay.
These don't belong in Star Wars. No, they just don't. They don't belong in a Star Wars setting. It doesn't feel Star Wars when everyone is saying, "Yeah, I get a vibe of everything but Star Wars." Pretty much, that's a problem. Just because you say, "Oh my God, you said Jedi without saying Jedi." Oh my God, you want to be Jedi. Oh my God, you're looking at these weird little stupid iPad things with Jedis on it. That, oh my God, we're in freaking Star Wars and he's looking at a freaking iPad is crazy too. But it's not Star Wars. Like, that's just lame. It's lame. I have never fell in love with Star Wars for fucking Joe Schmo in the background. It's stupid. I can't even joke anymore about this being like kind of feeling like Star Wars because it doesn't feel like Star Wars at all. And it's
Feel better?
because I feel like you're about to ask some more questions that are gonna send me.
I'm so intrigued what he's gonna ask next.
Oh my gosh.
There's really not much left to ask about where Justin stands. I would, yeah. Well, I mean, honestly, I don't blame you, as I think I brought this up maybe once before. Is like the way this show is written, and the things it's using. Like it was basically written for middle-aged Gen Xers and their grandkids and anyone else who happens to have gotten very into the 80s for whatever reason or another. You know? At least that's what it feels like, because that's where they're hitting everything. Like they who wrote this? Who was that? The homie that did the Spider Man, John Watts.
Uh-huh.
Yeah. How old is John Watts? Do you know offhand?
He's got it. Well, he's the same age as the rest of the filmmakers, I guess, outside of David Lowery, because all of them outside of David Lowery went to school together, right?
Not sure about that crowd.
Well, that was whatever their little like round table they did on Disney Plus right before they released Skeleton Crew.
Oh,
most of them all went to school together.
Oh, did they?
Which is hilarious.
I gotta check something here.
Kind of like what you're saying. It feels like an old '80s thing. It almost feels like.
Okay, he's only 6 years younger than me, so yeah, he grew up in the middle of that shit too. So yeah, he's basically he wrote a show that makes him feel like a kid again, which obviously would make someone my age feel like a kid again, and that obviously would then appeal to younger kids of millennials and grandkids of Gen X, which would Gen Z would be popping out. So, but yeah, unless you were a Gen Zer that was like an 80s file, this show's going to totally miss you.
Yeah.
But you're telling me there wasn't a better way to do this story?
I mean, there's all kinds of ways they could have done this story, but
there's always a better way to do a story from any given perspective, you know?
Why are we being charitable to fucking Lucasfilm right now, guys? Why?
Lucasfilm. I'm being charitable to them. They're actually hiring great filmmakers, and they're
to make shitty Star Wars that they literally are being fucking brain dead and non-creative. Why are we giving them a pass? Why am I, little Joe Schmo Justin over here, able to come up with a more Star Warsy idea than they can? And they got a room full of fucking writers and everything. I don't get it.
Well, yeah,
I can do it in 5 seconds. It's crazy that they can. Oh my gosh, bro. So why are we giving? So why, guys? Why are we giving them this grace to not make actual Star Wars stuff, guys? Because the Goonies, it's not Star Wars. Pirates of the Caribbean is definitely not fucking Star Wars. I don't get it, guys. Explain to me why we're rewarding them for making Andor, because it's not Star Wars. That was just a wannabe Mission Impossible. Like we can't even use a blaster, guys. We're using AK-47s with weird muzzles on it and calling it Star Wars.
Well, that was Andor, though.
Yeah,
it still stands.
Well, yeah, but on the other hand, that part of the aesthetics of this show are actually much more Star Wars consistent than they were in Andor.
There are streets and there are iPads, but outside of that, it's pretty damn Star Warsy.
Yeah. Let me put it this way. Once you get off of Ad-Atten,
yeah,
which you didn't make it that far.
Dude, because I hear there's another prison scene because some reason Lucasfilm has an obsession with people breaking in and out of prisons.
That
No, but
last
this one goes a lot
pretty much.
faster though.
Yeah.
This one goes so much faster. It's not a whole episode. It's like the last 2 minutes of one episode and then the first I think 10 of the other. And really 5 out of that 10 they technically weren't in the prison.
Yeah.
They
They're
just went
busting
back,
it.
they just went back for the droid, or he did. So it gets more Star Warsy as it goes on. I have found, to my surprise.
So am I going to see lightsabers in this?
I actually have a bit more confidence about that possibility now than I did before I started watching this show. Like there's like a lot of people at first did not think Homie actually had the Force. But the second he got out of that jail where he could have had some measure of control over what people saw and started doing Forcey shit on that ship that he in no way could have ever fucking been on, he's a legit Force user.
Yeah.
At least. So how far they take it?
Ooh, we shall see.
But the basis for them being able to go that far with it is officially there now, as of this most recent episode.
It has been confirmed ish from him.
So there's that. Now, like I said, I'm only a little more confident about it. Like fork to my nose, they're probably not going to do it.
I don't know. I think they'll do it. I'm pretty confident about it. I'm pretty pumped about it. I trust the team they have behind it. Realistically, it's the best team they've assembled in a long time. I don't think it's got the potential to be perfect by any means, but hell, it's been a lot of fun so far. It's not like some Emmy award-winning show by any mean or some but it
is not. This ain't the show that's going to save the franchise.
No.
This is the show that for a portion of the fandom might put it like one half a baby step in that direction, right? That's literally all, and that's only if they land the rest of it.
Yeah,
right.
So far,
still got the rest of the season to go. So, but yeah.
David, I love you, man, but it's not Disney. It's literally Lucasfilm. Like this is Lucasfilm's choice on making these random stupid ass Star Wars decisions. This is not Disney. It's Lucasfilm. If it was true, Disney would be over here like promoting the hell out of every Disney Star Wars upcoming, soon to be anything. This is not, no. They don't. They barely even talk about it right now. Instead, they go and promote the hell out of Marvel because they have trust in Marvel doing something. It's not Disney. It's Lucasfilm. We got to remember this. Disney is doing good. Lucasfilm is shitting the bed. And Disney is over here trying to be like, oh, okay, let's let them do what they do.
Okay, Iger just trying to brush it under the rug, basically. Like, when's the last time he publicly mentioned Star Wars, like in an investor meeting?
Exactly.
They
don't even mention Lucasfilm.
Any of the public board meetings or what have you. Like, Marvel, Pixar, Searchlight, whatever the fuck out the other three they have, Hulu, ESPN. The word Lucasfilm never exits his fucking face. And there are reasons for that.
Exactly. They're running this company, trying to bring it back, despite Lucasfilm at this point.
Have they announced if they're going to extend KK's contract or not?
Not a peep one way or the other.
So, yeah.
No. Which actually makes it more, in my mind at least, makes it more likely that her retirement announcement is coming in Tokyo.
When's Tokyo?
May next year.
Okay.
Star Wars Celebration Tokyo.
Almost like they're just it would be stupid that they're doing it now. They should have already been doing it if she was going to announce retirement, but that would make sense for if now they're using this time to find an interim.
Rossi,
sorry, Rossi came in hot with the Justin troll and I couldn't help but laugh. But yeah, no, that's kind of been sort of a rumor and sort of speculation for a hot minute now. I think even Jeff Snyder alluded to it that watch next spring.
May. Oh, like May the 4th in
Could
Tokyo.
be. Could be. He didn't get that specific. He just said watch the month, and we can put 2 and 2 together.
The Force would be with us that day.
Yeah, like it'll. Unfortunately, it'll probably be a lot of shit that'll make a lot of us cringe because they'll essentially be celebrating her ass the whole time to say goodbye to her. But
she has all of her whole her fucking soulless products already coming through the pipeline, so it doesn't matter.
They so many of those are so far back in production they can easily go the way of Rogue Squadron.
Yeah, shit.
Like,
well, at that rate,
if there's enough of a house cleaning, that a lot of that shit could stop. Like, actually, what did I just see? RPK just dropped something talking about like what was supposed to be the first Ray movie. Is
which time?
Right. No, well, the one with Charbit Obey-Chinoy is the director. Like,
but like which writer?
Well, that's the thing is they still haven't announced one. Snyder's hinted that there is one, but then RPK just dropped that thing's still like there's no news on when that's actually going to go.
Wait, guys, explain that last comment. What's up, Travis? By the way, wait,
Travis,
what does that mean?
Oh, it's a lot easier. You'd understand that a lot more easily if you'd watch the episode, and it'd be a lot easier.
I'm going to.
I know. So one of the main characters in this episode was an expert astrophysicist, astronomer, astrogator, space navigator, who also happened to be basically an interesting combination of owl and cat.
Meow. There you go.
Yeah, meow. I just call her Owl Cat. Her name's Kim, but I call her Owl Cat.
It was like the astro version, or like the spacey version of the library owl from Avatar.
So they're literally pulling from another franchise.
I wouldn't go that far.
Really. That was my own interpretation.
Yeah. Well, see, Rossi, if you change that Ray to like Daisy, then that could be true in a certain way.
I can neither confirm nor deny, but yes. She's a beautiful woman. If she respectfully said, hey,
right.
Justin,
would you like to be Mr. Ridley?
I would
Mr. Palpatine?
I would take her last name. You damn right I would.
You would take Skywalker?
Oh, shit.
Fuck yeah. Yes. Fuck yeah, I would. It's Daisy freaking Ridley. Woman is gorgeous.
She's a very, very, very attractive lady.
I ain't like those other Disney haters. I respect women out here, boys. I tell you what.
Yeah.
I just hate Star Wars. Anyways, what more? Let's keep going. Let's deep dive this, guys.
All right. Like, and the visuals have also kicked up a notch too.
Oh yeah, everything looks great.
Like, and they're very, very Star Wars visuals. They're not all clunched together like a lot of like how Mando got a lot, and like how Book of Boba Fett was, and like how the Acolyte was, except for a couple scenes. Like they're
back to filming on location, thankfully, which is
for the most part, yeah, except for that
right.
one part of the walk where they like it was evocative of an illustration I've seen for which one of the books in the Chronicles of Narnia. I can't remember which one. So, it's an old illustration. It was definitely a Gen Xer reference, if not older. Like the boomers would have gotten that one. Like literal baby boomers, like my parents' age, instead of just what people call older people. like the actual baby boom generation would have caught that one as well.
So
But outside of that, the cinematography is back to Star Wars cinematography.
I
Oh,
will
yeah.
give them this, man. Go ahead.
No, I was just agreeing.
I will give them this. They use those little like bike, whatever things, and it looked way better than the Vespa Squad.
Oh yeah,
1,000%
Matter of fact, I would honestly say this: it was better than racing scenes in Fantastic Four. Well, not Fantastic Four, in Fast and Furious.
Yeah, I read that as minute ago. That was like, ooh.
Whoa. Okay.
yeah.
Okay.
That was wow.
You put that on screen too.
I had to. I'm kind of proud of him for that one. Like that. That is worthy of. That is definitely worthy of the basement right there. That was good.
Yeah.
That was wow. Wow. That was definitely some holy shit, but that was good.
Yeah, like that. They definitely like they're riding those whatever scooter thingies that are fast as shit.
Yeah. Well,
I don't know why they need buses at this point. But yeah, those scenes look cool, and I only saw 2.
well, they reminded me of those like mini dirt bikes that like a lot of kids get now.
Yeah.
You know? Like they have them for like, they got them small enough for like 4-year-olds, and then like there's a next size up as the kids get older, and eventually you get to a big dirt bike. But that's kind of what they reminded me of, was those things.
Yeah. So
Mini bags.
Yeah, mini
that
bikes.
doesn't make the show as
Oh,
well.
I know. Oh, I know. But yeah,
cinematography doesn't make the show.
it fucking helps a lot.
It does.
I mean,
dude, how bad did the volume kill Kenobi?
but did it kill Mando season 2 for you? No, it didn't.
Well, that's because the dude that originally did it was still there doing it
Because it was fire.
when he did it.
And this is not fire. This is trash.
Because he ain't there doing it, which is why they're not really using the volume on this show.
And it's Goonies, not Star Wars.
Star Wars Goonies.
It doesn't
just like the original Star Wars was like Space Samurai, or like Seven Samurai in Space.
Okay, we can't do that. We can't do that. There's a difference between the originator saying, "Okay, yeah, I want to make it Star Wars Samurai or whatever," versus a random motherfucker coming along trying to add some random stupid shit.
It's none of it's random though. All of this is literally in there. E.T. has been canonized in Star Wars for like 25 years now. Like, I mean, actually, like they're all involved in the same stuff. It's not George Lucas himself put every reference of things that are included in here in there. I mean, he's literally included pirates within Star Wars. Hondo is the perfect example of that. Like,
I do love
Hondo. And Hondo's the best. I want Hondo to show up in this show.
I love
and
it.
Like he made sure E.T. was canonized. He's he's part of the whole group that grew up with Spielberg. They're in the same buddy group. They're like,
that is true.
They want that to be here. That was always the intention. Lucas has been trying to get Spielberg to direct a Star Wars movie since Return of the Jedi. So I don't know. I feel like this is succinctly Star Wars, and you should give it a chance, my friend.
How? Just
everything I just said.
George Lucas, the originator, had a pirate fighting a Jedi. We're gonna sit here and act like that's the same level as what's going on in this show?
The Old Republic.
He's trying to do a scam on some random fucking kids. Like
KOTOR had that stuff going on. There's all kinds of stuff. That's literally just squarely part of Star Wars. I get being pissed off at it and not wanting to give it a chance, but give credit where it's due.
I don't see where the credit is due. I just truly don't. I just truly don't. I don't think you should get a pass and get a buffer of saying it's Star Wars, because the originator put real Star Wars and added some of these elements. I don't think you just doing one of the elements and not adding the original things deserves credit. I just don't think that does.
I mean, I don't follow on that one.
I don't think
I get it was there.
I think there is a difference between saying, "Oh yeah, George Lucas added Hondo, who was fighting against Anakin and Obi-Wan, was being fucking crazy to younglings that were literally will going to find their crystals, all that good stuff." Versus we're just dealing with a pirate that is short on his luck and some random ass kids that wish they could be a Jedi. One random ass kid that wishes he could be a Jedi.
It's a different scenario. I don't know what it's a different concept for a different.
I think it's all about proportionality.
Yeah,
I think is what you're saying, Jay. Like there needs to be a lot more of the original with just, and then there's a sprinkle rather than
not even a
instead of.
sprinkle. We're just throwing out words at this point.
Well, no, I'm saying I'm trying to like find another way to put what you want or what you're saying. The problem with this shit is, and the problem is, oh, get out of here, you motherfucker! Shut up. And I don't even really disagree with your point. Is that this is still more Goonies with Star Wars added rather than a whole lot of Star Wars with maybe a little bit of 80s flavor added. Like the proportionality is wrong. Like the base is more Goonies and Pirates than Star Wars, where the base should be way more Star Wars, maybe a little bit of Goonies and Pirates of the Caribbean thrown in.
Kind of, but I don't even think there's even the sprinkle. I don't think you should get points for just adding words.
Not adding words if you're world building and using those elements in your world to function your story. They're literally plot elements.
I guess you'll have to explain to me, how is it plot elements at this
point? It's the route they take to go off to get to the way the girls go. Are you talking about like the bikes, I guess, and stuff like that, essentially?
That has nothing to do with him wanting to be a Jedi.
Oh, well, that's just history. I mean,
that's why I'm saying they're
learning history about something.
Sprinkling words in about, oh yeah, we're in the Republic.
Well, same thing. If you
be a Jedi.
Oh yeah, like someone growing up wanting to be a knight and going to the Ren Fair. You know, no difference.
Yeah, there is. How's there not a difference?
I mean, it's just the Star Wars equivalent.
Just saying you want to be something doesn't make a whole choice of doesn't make your whole entire story.
What? No one, I didn't say that. No one did. That's not what it's doing. There's a lot going on.
I'm losing it. I'm losing it because I don't think. I'm saying you sprinkling in a word here and there, right? That's not affecting the whole story at all.
Well, what are they
change the fact that this
like utilizing?
Nothing to do with. That has nothing to do with.
Give us an example of what they're sprinkling, and it's not like an actual utilization within the plot and being like world building within the show. What are they just simply sprinkling? I guess because
they're sprinkling the word credits, and then they sprinkle in the word credits like that actually means something. Like
well, the Old Republic had credits, and they're part of the Old Republic.
Okay, but again, it has no effect on anything in the story at this point.
It will in the next episode.
It does in the next episode. You had to keep watching.
Well, I'm not keep watching. So,
well,
I just think there is. You should not be getting points of making a quote unquote Star Wars series show just because you have random ass words in there to say it's Star Wars.
Well, that's the thing. You're saying that, but you haven't watched to understand if they're actually doing that or not. Because so far, the random ass words they are sprinkling in, they're actually giving merit and following through with, which is nice. It's a change of pace from what they've been doing. It's not like Acolyte just literally doing what you're saying. Because Acolyte was just surface level BS. It was just, hey, keyword, buzzword, here you go. Ki-Adi-Mundi, that's a character we know. We'll put him in the background.
Yes, it was, but it was still way more Star Warsy than I'm like. It was pretty fucking Star Warsy still.
Yeah, the proportionality was better in that sense there, but the fundamentals of storytelling are much better here, and that's because of the team they hired, and they actually understand what they're doing. And like David just said, you got to watch the other 2 episodes to see there's more to it. Because they utilize everything you're talking about and actually put it in the story in a good way.
Yeah,
I mean, we literally have an Oscar-winning filmmakers doing this.
Yeah, they're not just dropping. Okay, here's a word here and then not following through on it. Like the Republics end up being, or their credits end up being a big part of the story.
You got to watch it to be able to make that criticism.
Yeah.
You know?
Like there's actual payoffs to what we're hearing, what you're hearing about right now,
which is good. We need that, and it's this proper storytelling.
Which is why I'm still watching it. If they cheesed out on that shit, I'd have been like, It
was gonna be bad.
And Rossi, you're right. I hate the Goonies. I do.
Well, that doesn't help much.
That doesn't help either.
That does not help at all.
No.
Well, yes, there's a bit of that in there, Travis. And this is where I take Justin's side and say no one gives a fat fuck about that in Star Wars.
Motherfucker why? If I wanted to learn about somebody's lifestyle in the suburbs, dude, I would just look at my own autobiography. Like, I don't understand why we keep going to this stupid ass. Let's learn about the underground guy in Sector 4 of the Republic. That's stupid as fuck. Like, that's stupid. I can't do it. I don't understand why that's the new talking point of Star Wars now. It's stupid.
Yeah, this is one where like I have zero problem shitting on like the fact that no one really gives a fuck what suburban life in school was like in the Star Wars universe.
Like my thing is,
what up, Jared?
I fell in love with Star Wars watching and hearing about Joe Schmo. The fact is, there's probably not gonna be Jedi in this show. There's probably not gonna be lightsabers in this show. When you have an opportunity to tell a story using that in Star Wars, I don't understand why we're continuously at Lucasfilm not doing that. It's dumb, and I don't understand why they don't use their resources at this point. The lightsaber is like the most popular weapon in all of pop culture. So why is this just a hard thing to do of using that thing that you got the meal ticket and just not doing anything with it? I don't understand that.
I'll go back to just the filmmakers at hand here. I don't think they've used the word Jedi and actually included the Force. They know a Chekhov's gun. If you include something, you have to actually utilize that something. There's going to be Jedi. There's going to be lightsabers. And also, lightsabers don't save something. Acolyte, case in point. As much as I wish they did.
I mean,
they don't save
the only bright sides of that show, though.
Yeah.
And the thing is, again, like, we're starting to get to a point of where Star Wars is really, like, Star Wars should... I don't even think they know what Star Wars is at this point.
Oh, that I seriously doubt. I don't know. That thing is, I don't trust Dave Filoni all that much anymore either.
Nope.
I do. That's the only one I can kind of trust at all, because he's doing one series and one series only that I think still represents what Star Wars was at some point.
Well, I still believe in him, but at the same time, he's gotten a little
Yeah.
But he's still the best Star Wars mind in that building by far. Like,
But
there's no denying that.
the only person close is Sam Witwer.
Yep.
Yeah.
God.
But I can tell he's like, nah, dude, I don't want any of that shit.
No.
I'll make my random appearances here and there, but nah, bro, I don't want any of that. Bro, he would have probably had the offer already.
Oh, he's probably had so many offers.
Yeah.
Like, let's not trip about that. Dave's been, behind the scenes, Dave's been trying to snag Sam Witwer into this shit for years.
But Travis, I'm
Probably
genuinely
since
asking.
Rebels ended.
Probably, honestly. Travis, I'm genuinely asking, why do we care about how the galaxy was mapped years ago? Like, I'm sorry. Why do we care about that?
Well, okay. Once again, context helps there. That's no different than Ahsoka looking at ancient star maps back in her place. It's just, it's
That actually is, there's no difference between that.
It's same thing, different day.
Remember the opening episode of Ahsoka when she had to find the star map stuff?
Yeah.
What the whole, where the third episode ends up with and talking about.
I hear
it's
what
the
you're
same
saying,
shit.
but I'm saying, why is that a talking point? Like,
It's not. It wasn't a talking point of the episode either. It was just a cool detail that was there.
Yeah. Well, it gave some context to add in and of itself, though, as to why it's so hidden and isolated, and why it doesn't seem they actually have a clue about what's happening in the actual Star Wars universe. Because at this point, evidence points to them being isolated since before Darth Bane and the Rule of Two, like old Republic.
Yeah, for a long freaking time.
Like, they thought Alderaan was still in existence, for one.
This is in Skeleton Crew.
Yeah. It turns out their home planet's been isolated for over 1,000 years. That's why they have old Republic credits.
What time frame are we in as far as like the story, like the whole Skywalker timeline?
7 years past Return of the Jedi, right around there, give or take.
Okay.
So near Mando 3, Ahsoka-ish?
It would be, I'm saying it's right after Mando 3, just because Mando 3 is where we saw the one pirate that we're now seeing in this show.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
So I'd say it's like right after Mando 3. So, and I think that's like 7-8-ish years into the Mandoverse at this point.
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah. What up, Griff? Holy shit, you're off work early. Congratulations.
What's up, Griff? How you doing, brother?
Yeah, man.
I guess my problem is it feels like a lot of this shit is just shit that, I mean, to me, that doesn't even sound like it's going to amount to anything later. Like,
if it were the same team that had done Acolyte, it probably wouldn't.
If this was the team that did Acolyte, I'd already be done watching this fucking show.
Yeah,
I'm saying, exactly. I'm saying, like, as far as where they're going in the future, I feel like none of this has anything to do with anything.
Oh, like Star Wars in general?
Yeah, because like that story point doesn't make any sense for them, what they're trying to tell with Mando and Grogu. We'll probably never see these kids again. Maybe in I guess possibly in a season 2, but in relevant stuff, we're not gonna see these kids again.
Yeah, I don't know.
Probably not. There's a chance that maybe not the kids, but depending on how it ends, there's a chance of more Jude Law.
That's what, because there was that theory like long 6, 7, 8 months back or whatever that he might be Joris Sabayoth in some way, or that
that's a stretch.
I don't think that's like an actual feasibility. I feel like not Ray Stevenson, Balin Skull might fit that bill a little better in a way, but I don't know.
Yeah, if they do that, that's literally just trying to give somebody with a famous face a shot. Further, like, which again, I could see them doing that. So,
no, it definitely won't be Sabayoth. That's for sure.
I mean, they're gonna need a pirate fleet to help against Abeloth. I don't know.
No, I don't think so. I think David just triggered Justin. I just read the chat. All right, here. Let me
They
sum
can
this
make
up real
up.
quick
Oh,
before Justin
oh,
absolutely
David,
like
I love you, and
says
I
something
promise you, I
cancelable.
am not saying anything to be mean. I promise. Go ahead.
Not using lightsabers in Star Wars is like not putting Spider-Man in Venom or Madam Web or Craven or Morbius.
Thank you.
Like
Thank you.
lightsabers are just as essential to Star Wars as Spider-Man is to his villains.
Oh man, this is why we're in the position that we're in.
And
Thank
as
you, Andor.
and as we'll find out later, as Batman will be essential to Clayface, but we'll get to that.
Uh-oh.
So, but yeah, that's kind of an essential. Like the Force is essential, and whether people like to make a mockery and a meme out of it, if you don't have the Force, if you don't have lightsabers, if you don't have space wizards, which are in literally everything George had his grubby little paws on, it's Star Wars in name only. And we are actually having the Force in this show. Like it's proven that Jadnan Awudabada Wada Wada, or as I call him, as of this point, Jack Silvo Nawood. He's up to 3 aliases now, by the way. Like I at least have the actual Force in this motherfucker. Like it's been proven he is a Force sensitive. What manner of Force sensitive? Who the fuck knows at this point? Is he self-trained? Did he like have maybe a year or two from somebody? Like who knows?
It doesn't seem too fancy yet.
And according to an interview he was in, we're gonna get a fair chunk of those questions answered in episode 7. So
That's cool.
That's going to be interesting. Like they're putting enough interesting things in there and enough Star Warsy things in there. Like I'm intrigued. Yes.
Can I retort to the end of his chat?
What Rossi like playing the opposite game?
No, the end of David's chat.
Where's David?
Can I retort to that?
Oh yeah.
Acolyte. You can't make that conversation with Acolyte because it was a shit story. Shit story doesn't mean no one doesn't like the lightsaber whip. It was useless. They didn't put it in an action scene that made she used it as a fly swatter. That has nothing to do with people not liking lightsabers. That has nothing to say that lightsabers shouldn't be used in a Star Wars show. It just means Acolyte wrote it bad. Acolyte as a whole wrote that whole thing bad. That's on them. It's not on the lightsaber. It's not saying people don't like the lightsabers. That's an Acolyte problem. Like that. David, I love you, man. I really do. And as I said, I promise I am not being an asshole. I'm trying not to be. It might come off a little bit like that, but like you're wrong.
David, please don't feel piled upon, but one of Cad Bane's biggest claims to fame was being able to take out Jedi.
Exactly.
So if you make a Cad Bane series and he doesn't kick some Jedi ass, it's not going to be right.
Like I don't want to see Cad Bane go take out another freaking bounty hunter. That's stupid.
See now,
this is done before.
Yeah. See now, this one says a lot of franchises. Well, you guys can read. I don't feel like reading out loud. Yeah. That's interesting that he feels like that. Like to him, this show doesn't feel like it's just got a Star Wars sticker on it, like Andor did, in my opinion.
Yeah.
I feel like it just has a Star Wars sticker thrown on it.
Yeah.
Which, as these guys have well pointed out, take it with a grain of salt because I refuse to watch the rest of it. But yeah, it feels like it's literally just a quick cash grab for them if they even get enough views for cash grabs. So yeah, let's just throw a couple keywords, SEO it out, and yeah, that's basically what I feel like they did.
Yeah. That and there's probably some of that because let's face it, they got nothing else in the pipe.
Yeah, I mean,
You got
6 Ray movies that are probably never going to see the light of
yeah.
day.
I mean, they're
Maybe one.
to put out there. We got Andor season 2 next year, but that's it. That's literally all they're putting out next year on TV or in the theater.
They said Visions 3, huh?
Oh, is Visions 3 coming out next year?
I believe.
Okay. Well, in terms of core Star Wars, there's Andor and nothing else, or what they consider core Star Wars, I should say.
Well, Mando and Grogu's next year, huh?
No, that's May 26th.
It's 26. Oh no, shit. Okay.
Yeah, no, they're that's May 26th. They're filming it next year, or they just filmed. Are they done filming it now? Is it?
Yeah,
done?
they filmed it.
Did they film it?
It
Okay.
back, yeah.
But yeah, no. So that's May 26th, which is stupid because it's going to get absolutely destroyed by Doomsday. Like completely curb stomped by Doomsday. And then the following May is when the first Ray movie is allegedly coming out. They probably should just go ahead and cancel that, because if that was still going to be there, it was going to get curb stomped by Secret Wars, which also comes out in May of 2027.
That would be negative.
Right? So it's like, my God. Like, they're fucked 6 ways from Sunday, no matter how you look at it.
Yeah.
So I want to hear y'all's perspective on what Travis said. Do y'all think y'all see that this represents more of Star Wars than the original of the original trilogy than any other thing that Disney's produced?
This feels very Return of the Jedi.
If what he's saying is this is the closest that we've gotten from Disney live action in terms of feeling at all like the original trilogy, yes.
Because I also don't think that's really a high bar, but
oh no, I'm not. It's not like a. It feels like a ton just because of what we've been getting. You know what I mean? I think that's more what it is. It just feels like it feels like a ton because of what we've been getting. Like, we're so thirsty for that feeling, and we're finally getting like a taste. We're like people been in the desert for like weeks, and then like we found this puddle. And in our perspective, this puddle is an oasis. That's basically what this show is. It feels like an oasis when in reality it's mostly just a puddle. And we know this when we think about it. But yeah, just it's the timing of it, even having a remotely decent Star Wars feel is, in terms of that, is perfect because of what we've been getting, which is a whole lot of chaos.
So it just sounds like we're settling. Like that's
settling. I'm not settling. I'm just enjoying my little bitty taste, and I'm waiting for someone to do something better and more.
I still think if this would come out like right after Mando season 1, we would still all be smiling about it. You know?
I'll tell you this: if it came right after Mando season 1, I'd probably watch it.
Yeah.
I'm that burnt on Star Wars right now that I don't
see that,
and that makes total sense. Yeah,
that's totally fair.
Because I'll be honest, I've said it. It's hard for me to give this show a fair shot because of what we just saw.
Yeah.
But I also stick by what I said. I don't feel like this feels anything like Star Wars from the 30 minutes I've watched.
If by the end there are lightsabers and a bunch of forcey things going on, and
I will watch those 1 episodes or 15 minutes.
Okay.
I will watch that. That's it.
Cool.
I'm not going to sit through the whole rest of this show, watch these kids get swindled by this freaking wannabe Jedi to see 2 seconds worth of lightsabers. So
Never ending story. I wouldn't go quite that far, Travis. Never ending story.
I love me some Never Ending Story.
Dude, that's like my favorite out of that group. Even like when the Artax scene, which even I can't even think about it right now. But yeah, Never Ending Story is like peak of that era over all of them. And this while this is a fun show, let's not go overboard.
And I agree with the boys up top too. Like Travis, did you not like Rogue One at all? Which I wasn't a big fan of Rogue One, but they at least did Vader justice. I mean, Siege of Mandalore, I would say was pretty good Star Wars right there. Having Luke return was pretty good Disney Star Wars. I would say Ahsoka, besides that last episode, pretty good Disney Star Wars. I don't.
They're talking Star Wars that doesn't include lightsabers, is what they're talking.
He said Disney Star Wars though.
I think they're on the topic though is after David was talking about Cad Bane, just the one bounty hunter, and like not everybody has to use lightsabers. I think they're still on that.
No, they're responding. I'm pretty sure they're responding to Travis's thing and David's point. Like, that's cool and all, but then it's just another Western story.
Oh.
Like it's just another Western. Like what I don't see the like. Star Wars is supposed to be unique, guys, not your everyday scheduled program. And if we have Cad Bane versus another bounty hunter, that's what that ends up being. Another Western. That's not Star Wars.
Yeah, no. If you're gonna do a character that's associated with Jedi, then you're gonna do a character that's associated with Jedi, and you're gonna bring Jedi into that motherfucker.
If the world is informed through the world of Star Wars, that does not make it not Star Wars.
Justin channeling his inner Siskel. That this is his roundabout defense of Andor being Star Wars, even though it's not, but it's adorable to listen to him try.
No, there's plenty of that. Literally, what everybody just put in the comments is proof of that.
What?
George signed off on many non-Jedi specific things, and I love the freaking Jedi. Nothing wrong with the Jedi, but there's a lot more to Star Wars than just that. And to pigeonhole it does not make it not unique. To pigeonhole it and do that does not, because that's what Acolyte did with itself. It was like, okay, we got this cool one thing, let's use it, and it worked with the cool scenes for that. But if that's all you focus on for that aspect of it, hey, they got a good choreographer.
Obviously, you need to surround it with a good story. Like,
yep, and
that's
some of the best things.
That's where Acolyte failed.
Yeah, and some of the best things story-wise in Star Wars don't include necessarily like super force-centric things, and that's okay. Han Solo is literally that. A solo film. Where are we at there?
Sucks, but
toast. That's what we have with the Solo film is toast, which a lot of that problem resides on coming out right after TLJ. That does not help much. I will definitely grant that, but just as a movie in and of itself, not good. I appreciated scenes, but yeah, Solo is just like, I'll probably never watch it again. I don't feel any need to watch it again. What's up, Jay? Sorry.
So besides, I guess, Han Solo, what are other aspects that are non-Star Wars that were signed off that are you referring to?
Half the novel.
I mean, that not. I asked it wrong. That are non-Jedi or non-lightsaber associated or whatever.
The not Rogue Squadron, but what are those? What's the thing based off of originally? There's so many like fun fighter pilot books in there that have nothing to do with
talking about like the X-Wing series and stuff.
Yeah, X-Wing, things like that. I mean, literally on Phantom Menace doing stuff like it's such a rich world. Sure. What's up?
Let me rephrase. Live action, I guess. Or not live action, but what we've seen on actual TV screens. Or whatever. Screens.
Well, does that like inform every bit of Star Wars? I mean, okay, look at the Clone Wars. There's literally Obi-Wan goes a full arc where he doesn't use a lightsaber and poses as a bounty hunter with Cad Bane and doesn't use lightsabers. Like, and it's a damn good arc. Well written, damn good arc. Siege of Mandalore, some of the best of Star Wars, as it was a Griff or Travis, whoever was saying earlier, or Rossi, whoever. Like, some of the best stuff. All of the Mandalorian stuff has nothing. Sure, they can be foils for Jedi, just like Cad Bane can be foils for Jedi. But there's a lot more going on in the world than just that, and they have to make a living and make a name for themselves outside of that. They get to the occasional high point of taking out a Jedi, which informs their badassery within the world and within the canon of the world, but that informs the plot and the story, which helps build a world, which you can do with other shows that don't necessarily include things, or elements to shows that don't include one specific thing. And that will never take anything away from a lightsaber. I freaking love a lightsaber. I got one's broken in my backyard that I go play with my still, you know? But like, I'll never take anything away from a lightsaber.
Here's the problem with that. You're coming at it from like an art actor behind, like director, creator kind of point of view.
So is George Lucas.
Right, but George isn't running it now. Now it's owned by a corporation, which means in order for it to be successful,
not coming at it from an artful aspect.
Right. And every time people try and come at it from an art philosophy, it fails, because once you have a corporate owned massive IP, you automatically become four quadrant entertainment. And if you're only appealing to one corner, one of those quadrants, i.e. shit like The Acolyte, potentially this show, because this is the closest show we've had for broad appeal is since like Mandalorian.
The perfect thing to foil that is Deadpool Wolverine's not four quadrant entertainment.
Well, it was the first Marvel we'd had in years, and like it's
not four quadrant entertainment. It's the single largest IP and project on the face of this planet in this year.
Right, but
and it's Marvel not quadrant entertainment.
No, it's not, but it's still mass appeal. Like if you don't have mass appeal to normies and whatever, which is the basic definition.
I don't think Andor or Skeleton Crew, specifically just because Andor and Skeleton Crew are the easy targets here, I don't think those lose mass appeal. I think the lost mass appeal is Star Wars in general, because there's just been so many crappy projects.
Well,
I don't feel like those are actually came in, because Ahsoka and Acolyte didn't get great viewing numbers either. Similar viewing numbers to what Skeleton Crew and Andor are getting, and they have everything that you want for mass.
And Acolyte was just shit, despite having like lightsabery shit in it, because that stuff had no support. Andor is still the second lowest viewed live action Star Wars show. Only The Acolyte has been viewed less than Andor. Right? So that completely shows that had no wide general appeal. If you want wide general appeal, you stick to what got you the wide general appeal in the first place. And that's Space Wizards and Pew Pew. That's all there is to it. You can have that shit, but it is not going to succeed on a massive scale. It literally won't. See phases 4 and 5 of Marvel. They were trying lesser known niche characters, and it bombed. Like, the evidence is there. It is all over the place. If you want to run a mass appeal IP, then you have to put out 100% mass, or 98%, we'll say. You can drop some niche shit in here and there, but 98% of your shit better fucking well be mass appeal. Or you get almost everything that Lucasfilm has done since the purchase. You get phases 4 and 5 of the MCU, and you get DC. There's really nothing more to say than that. Like, you can argue against that. Well, there's no argument against that from a business perspective. And these are corporate owned IPs now, no matter how much we like or don't like it. Like, art is now secondary in this situation. Unfortunately, it literally is. Like, you can be creative, but you have to be creative within the structure. And you go outside. If you go outside that structure, you get the above mentioned examples. What up, Jay? You look like you're about to lose your shit.
Oh yeah, I am. I am. First of all, Harris, I love you, bro. Like, for real. This is fun talking with you.
Oh God, here we go.
No, I'm getting on my Stephen A. real quick. I love talking to you. I actually really do. If you were still in the Texas area, I would actually hang out with you. What?
Oh, we'd be seeing
Footage.
movies all the damn
We'd
time.
be debating. We'd be debating this all damn day, and I would love it. And then I'd sit down and give you a big old hug right afterwards. But you realize after what you just said, it's the example you gave. What example did you give us? What example did you give us?
For which part?
For the when I asked you about what other things or whatever, you're basically, your example was Kenobi going on a whole arc of being a quote unquote
A bounty hunter. And
going
all that.
undercover.
Uh-huh.
It's still centered around the Jedi.
Well, sure.
It's still centered around the main lore. We have still
everything
Anakin
informs
chasing him.
I mean, sure, but nonetheless, everything informs that. Even in Andor, what the Jedi are doing outside of everything is informing the story, and that's just because that's an easy target. Like, no matter what you're talking about, Mandalorian season 1 doesn't necessarily have anything Jedi going on with it, but
Also acting
the
like
overall
this
world
random motherfucker.
Story.
This isn't some random motherfucker we're also watching going undercover, being a badass, doing some cool sneaky shit, starting prison fights, which weirdly, I don't understand the weird infatuation with Disney and prison fights.
And hallway scenes, prison fights.
Obi-Wan fucking Kenobi going in that shit. It's not fucking Joe Schmo. It's that guy. The guy that we fucking love. Those were examples of people either surrounded or directly correlating to main character syndrome people. You know what I'm saying?
Well,
It's
I'm not saying
so
go
random.
grab like glup shittos by any means, and I don't necessarily think Andor Skeleton Crew are glup shittos or anything like that. But do you have a problem with, I guess, introducing new characters in the world?
I don't have a problem introducing new characters, but have them have a piece of or a reasoning. It's the same thing. It's the same thing why a lot of these what is it? These Marvel characters didn't really pan out as great as they really should. They didn't give us a fucking reason to do it.
Well, I guess the weird thing there is, if we're gonna stick with the main characters, do you really want to stick with the main characters we have right now? As in Rey, Finn, Poe?
You don't have to. No, I'm not even saying you have to do the main characters, but do the main reason we come to freaking Star Wars for. It's not being a fucking bounty hunter. People love the arc that Ventress goes on. She's not a main character.
Sure. But
I
wouldn't necessarily. There's been people that have been coming to Star Wars for the bounty hunters for 40 years.
That is not Star Wars. Well, that is not a main focal point of Star Wars at all. And most of the time when you see these bounty hunters, the reason why we know who the fuck Cad Bane is because he was hunting Jedi, not fucking random ass people. He was killing Jedi, not just some random ass people. It's not awesome to see him kill another freaking bounty hunter, just some random ass bounty hunter in Star Wars. Because we have other things such as the Force, such as a lightsaber to use. And that's why I'm saying they don't even use they're like going away from that. I don't get it. So I'm sorry. I've still yet to see why this dude, Travis, I don't know if you're trolling or not, but I don't know if you even really like Star Wars then, brother. The Jedi and Sith are probably the least favorite part of Star Wars. Dude, that's what it's based on. Like, that's one of the main factors of it. What are we talking about?
That was the point to get it to people's faces. That's not like the main point. It never was the main point of Star Wars, and I think y'all are kind of missing the point on that. It is a cool element, but it has never been the focal point. It's
just another franchise, man. That's what makes it unique. The good and evil is another factor.
The characters and the world that he built and made is what makes it unique, not the weapons they use.
Those are an intrinsic part of the world, though.
Sure.
You you see anyone else using a lightsaber?
Oh, this would not have been
sure
iconic franchise if it just had some other random ass pistol or some shit.
Oh, of course not.
So, like, to different,
but that's not the single-handed thing that did it. It was just a fun toys grabbing thing. Like, if you want to talk about something soulless, that was to sell toys. That wasn't the actual story or anything like that. That was a good way to just, hey, this is going to be.
But it works because people like it. People love it. People are intrigued by it.
It's an intrinsic element. One of the few intrinsic elements to what Lucas created that separates it from every other bit of science fiction out there. Like nothing else out there has a lightsaber. Nothing else out there has the Force. They've got psionics, yes. That Force replicates some of that shit, obviously, but
Force is just literally telekinesis, which has been around.
It's a lot more than just telekinesis. Like telekinesis is a large part of it, granted, but there's more to it, and you fucking well know it, so don't even try that shit.
Well, I mean, nowadays, especially in the original trilogy, it was telekinesis and mind reading. I mean, it was fairly simple and straightforward there. Maybe some Force lightning.
Right. But then George expanded on it and gave us a lot more to play with.
Of course.
Is still from him, and it's still the only that Space Wizards and lightsabers is the only thing that separates Star Wars from the rest of the sci-fi genre. The rest of sci-fi obviously has good versus evil. They all have, spaceships and space battles, planet travel, bases of death, like totalitarian regimes and the rebellions that fight them. That exists across all genres and whatever. Only one story has Jedi, Sith, and lightsabers in it, and that's Lucas's. That's why those are intrinsic to the Star Wars feel and just unavoidable at this point.
What else are in that? Are there not pirate smugglers people? They're not stormtroopers. There's not everything else there.
There is, but you can replicate that in anything else. Like the only thing that separates Star Wars and by definition makes Star Wars Star Wars.
So simply because there are Jedi, they're the only people worth telling stories about within the universe.
They should no.
That's what y'all said. You roll this back 2 minutes, 3 minutes. No. That's
no. I said the Force and lightsabers are intrinsic. It doesn't. You can be a Force user. You don't have to be a Jedi. You can be a Force user. You don't have to be a Sith. Who knows how you acquired said lightsaber? Right? It's not necessarily Jedi and Sith that are intrinsic, but Force users and the weapons they use are. That's what separates Star Wars from every other piece of sci-fi out there. It's the only things that really separate it from every other piece of sci-fi out there. Everything else can be mimicked and simulated and whatnot, but it's literally it. Well, you can think it's short-sighted all you want, David, but everything else they've tried has right. But you guys keep wanting to go to the art instead of realizing it's about the business now.
People act like they would still be watching the shit and know what Star Wars is.
There's a reason.
There's a reason everything can't be about both, though. It can't be about both anymore. It can't be about both anymore. Otherwise, you get fucking Andor, which is the second lowest rated live action show. You're gonna have this show, which is as much as we enjoy it, still ain't gonna do any kind of fucking numbers. A lot of that's brand damage, but that brand damage comes from putting out a lot of shit and attempting to do stuff that they should, and attempting to do shit that they never should have attempted, i.e. Andor, because it never was really Star Wars in the first place. And unfortunately, depending on how you want to look at it, it was also admittedly one of the most technically well done shows that this modern Lucasfilm has ever put out. I cannot take that away from that show. It was magnificently written. It was magnificently shot. It was magnificently acted. That was a damn fine sci-fi show. It was not a Star Wars show.
All those characters.
The world around it were beg to differ.
I can replicate every aspect of Andor, take the Star Wars sticker off it, and have the same goddamn show.
If you're making Rebel Moon, maybe, because then you're going to have some kind of Death Star kind of thing. But not everybody.
Fuck Rebel Moon.
There's literally every plot element of Andor informs why it is Star Wars. Luthen doing the things he does. Mon Mothma doing the things she does. I get the whole lack of wanting the
Normal
prison and all that
politics,
kind of stuff. But
normal
all
politics
of
stuff
that,
that we have going on every day in everyday life, like that's
There's
in every show. That's
for it to
every
feel like
show.
Star Wars, it has to separate itself. And Andor, while again magnificently technically a proficient show, didn't separate itself from any other sci-fi show written in any like manner. Maybe in level of quality, but not in thematics, because it lacked that one element that Star Wars has that none of the rest of them have.
sure.
And that's the one element swinging back around to the business side. That's the one element that guarantees your success is when you surround it by a good story. Obviously, the Acolyte shows you can throw that in there, but if you don't have a story around it, it's going to blow. And I'll never deny that. You have to have story.
And even with Acolyte, people are literally the only decent thing about that show is the lightsaber fights. That's literally the only thing that people are like,
yeah,
I can get with the lightsaber.
Yeah.
Other than that, the show's fucking dog shit.
Yeah. Obviously, no matter what, success begins with a good story. I mean, that's just a given. I don't care what kind of movie or show you're making. If your story is ass, it's going to fail. So that's obviously number one. That's a given. But if you want to make a good Star Wars story that's widely accepted because we are now a corporately owned IP and success is determined by mass appeal, then you keep your core shit in it because that's what the general masses recognize.
Oh, sure.
That's what's going to drive your success. Now, once you're massive, you can sprinkle a little bit other nice little niche shit in there. That's really what Disney Plus is for anyway.
And this was kind of part of when they thought that was happening, because this was filmed 2 years ago. 2.5 years ago.
That's true. That's
same thing with original Andor. That was I mean, as much as I am they are niche in that where they don't necessarily hit as many quadrants as you would like from that business perspective, sure. But is that brand damage is really what's done it, because Rogue One didn't need all that and it made plenty of freaking money. And it felt more Star Warsy than anything else that's come since it as well, for the most part. And
Rogue
sure,
One had a temple pseudo force user, and then you had Vader.
Like, exactly. We're using examples with like literally the key element.
But that's the perfect mix.
You had an either.
It is. That's why it's the perfect mix. Though is you had a bomb ass story, and you still included
Star Wars world to inform it.
And then you still included the one element that guaranteed that it was Star Wars.
And it didn't need to show him use. All he did, well, you know what? That was, you want to talk about just saying a word. He was just saying the Force, I'm one with the Force is with me. He never actually used the Force. I mean, I guess technically he does dodge a bunch of bullets, which is really cool. But
I mean, you're preaching.
I would count that as the Force. I would count that as well. Also that, sure. But, that's not necessarily that pivotal thing that you're looking for. That's not what we're talking about. That's not the discussion at hand.
You're preaching to the wrong one on this one, because Rogue One, I literally only remember Rogue One for Vader. Like it's other than that, it's pretty fucking forgettable movie. That's my opinion. I don't understand why these are still, like Travis's comment, it is still involved with the main thing. We're still, like, you're proving my point, bro. Like, you're proving my point.
He's talking literally what I'm saying is that the world is still informed with that stuff. You don't have to have that stuff first and foremost to actually have a good.
What do you have? What do you have less than 2 minutes later? Kylo Ren freezing a blaster bolt.
Exactly.
I'm sure.
And that while that nice dramatic moment might grab people who appreciate those, the freezing of the blaster bolt is what grabbed everybody else in the theater.
I'm not even going to say that, bro. I'm not even going to say that. The reason why we're in that fucking theater in the first part is because we literally just got spoon-fed freaking lightsabers and Star Wars slapped on this thing, thinking we're about to get a Black Jedi as well. We literally got hoodwinked to get into that theater. It's from the lightsaber, from the Star Wars, from all that shit. That 5 minutes is a cool storyline that they made. Don't get me wrong, Travis. But that is not the whole one. That has a fraction to do with that whole entire trilogy of a movie. Shit, that whole entire one movie. Okay, he's escaping the life that's cool. But then we immediately go and find Ray or whatever, and then she finds a lightsaber. Like, it's still directly that content you're talking about is still directly infused with the lightsaber, with the Force, with all of that shit. It's directly correlated to it. I don't know why we're still trying to act like that as not anywhere in the same ballpark as lightsabers or Force use. It still is. It's in the same show, in the same movie. Like, I don't know if you're trolling right now or what, but that's just literally in the same movie. Not even 20 minutes later. I digress. Travis, I'm sorry. I didn't mean to get loud with you, man. You triggered me a little bit, though.
What the hell else was on my thumbnail?
But do I make, like, chilling? Am I making sense since you're weirdly on my side a little bit tonight? Because I thought I was just going to be.
Well, you know, it depends.
All on this.
It depends on the subject, you know. Like when I agree with you, I agree with you. When I don't, I don't. It's just kind of how it works. But always, I love you.
But the question remains: am I making sense? Like,
oh yeah, like it's just a matter of people needing to realize that the way things are currently, you're not gonna getting the artsy stuff and getting the niche stuff is way less important now to the business that is Lucasfilm and Disney than getting the monies and the views. And when we're talking the general mob, we're all aware of what the general mob is like. When you get a mob, it operates at a simple-minded level by definition. So if you want the mob, the formula is KISS. What? You keep it simple, stupid. You stick to the absolute basics. You rode the horse you got there, and you don't fuck around too much. In Star Wars case, that means not going away from the Force and not going away from space wizards and not going away from lightsabers.
Yeah, Travis, I disagree. I don't even think Star Wars is fun right now, bro. There's nothing fun or appetizing about Star Wars right now at all.
But I mean, that whether we like it or not, and trust me, I like creativity just as much as the next guy. But there is a time and a place, and a massive corporately owned IP with well-established lore is not the time or the place. You can tell similar creative stories like what you would want to tell in the Star Wars universe and some other kind of sci-fi project all goddamn day.
Insane, man.
If you want, like, pitch A24, they'll buy a lot of shit like that. But there's shit you just gotta have in these massive IP that you just can't go away from, or you're not going to be a successful IP anymore. And that's just the long and short of it.
Relative, and as much as some of the shite that we've gotten since is one thing, Andor did get them on a different pedigree, and it was successful in a different realm, which allowed them to actually keep booking talent. Because there's one thing Star Wars and Lucasfilm has had trouble getting is talent as of recently. People don't want to work.
Yeah, that's because. Would you want to jump into a flaming barn?
Andor helped that. Andor is the only thing in the last few years that has helped that, and there's no denying that. That is the single reason that they're like, okay, well, maybe there's
literally nothing that's come out. There's literally nothing that's come out since Andor that's even performed up to Andor.
Well, of course, that's not withholding, of course, or unbeknownst to the other thing.
If you're telling me that they're attracting better talent and they still can't even get back up to Andor levels, how is that better talent?
Well, of course, but you think Carrie-Anne Moss was going to go join on to the Acolyte if something like Andor had actually been in the conversation for Emmys? You're not even going to get that type of person conversation. I'm not saying whether the acting was great. I'm not saying whether the show was great. That's completely out of this conversation. You're not going to attract that type of talent with that sinking ship, unless you have something like an Emmy-winning show.
She didn't come because of Andor. She came because of Leslie Headland. And Leslie Headland was here because she wanted to be.
Not even that. She came because she got a bricks truck backed up to her front door, guys.
Well, then there's that too.
It's not that difficult.
But
yes,
Andor is
Disney
not the answer.
still
Andor
rich.
was part of the problem in the first place.
Like, this is still the same company that barely can close deals with the guys they already got. Andor did nothing about getting them talent. They still suck at keeping talent. We still have Donald freaking Glover helming in the wind of wondering what he's gonna freaking do. We still have Patty Jenkins basically like all but canceled her whole entire thing for Star Wars. They do not know. What they do.
We're on our third Ray writer.
Is exactly. It's not Andor. It's literally they back up the bricks truck and say, here's a shit ton of money for a movie that might not come out. It's not Andor. I'm not even saying that to shit on Andor. It's just not Andor. They back up. They're still backed by Disney. They still got a lot of money on them. I mean, this is the same company that literally paid like $180 million or some wild, unimaginary shit for, I think it was like in 300 million, right? For Acolyte, for a fucking show.
250, I think is what, 280, I think is what it ended up being.
An insane amount of money for a show that didn't even do any type of numbers. Like it's not it. Like, I'm not even saying this to go off on your. It's just not. They back up bricks trucks, guys. That's why we're about to get John Boyega back from being basically screwed out of being a Jedi, and him saying, "Yeah, I'm never gonna come back to Star Wars." They backed up a bricks truck to him.
Matthew, it's just indefinitely. We don't know what the fuck's going on with it. It pretty much is where we're at with that one.
And also, David, dude, it's literally the same point I said about Acolyte. Just because the story is shit, that is not the lightsaber's fault. That's not even part of the point of what we're saying, man. The only reason you went to go see 7, 8, and 9 is because it has Star Wars slapped on it and it has lightsabers. Like, literally, the only reason you went to go see that movie, those movies.
Or Luke, Leia, and Han, but
I mean,
characters you've been thinking about for 50 years, but
I mean, those are still Star Wars characters with a huge backstory on them already.
Exactly. Yeah. Only one of them really had Force backstory in there. Space Wizardy backstory.
But we had a space wizard, didn't we?
I mean,
of course.
and that's all we. Then, I mean, at the end of the day, that's all we needed too. Like,
and they did nothing.
And then let us not forget we had our Vader knockoff in Kylo. Like there's nothing. There's the Force Awakens included everything it included because it had to.
Guys,
it could have told it in a much better way for sure, but like let's face it, people showed up for the characters and for the space wizards and pew pew.
Like, we're acting like they didn't market all of the lightsabers and normal Star Wars shit that we know in that stuff. Like, marketing relies heavily on that stuff when it comes to those movies. Like, what? Guys. Let's get out these conversations. Travis, what? I'm sorry, bro. What the fuck does that mean? I don't understand your point here, brother. I really don't.
Well, here, I'll put it this way. That may be true, but that's 20 years down the road, and we're talking about right now, and right now that shit is yes.
Bro, the difference is too this generation that would have been watching 7, 8, 9, dude, they don't even give a fuck about this shit. Like, what are we doing, man?
We're also talking much smaller numbers of fans too. Kids these days don't give a fuck about Star Wars.
Yeah, bro. Like, we're also acting
unless they were raised in it.
There's a major difference between us back then during the prequels versus now. prequel time, bro, social media wasn't there, bro. It wasn't.
Oh yeah,
It just wasn't. Kids nowadays have immediate access to freaking Instagram, TikTok, Twitter. Bro, they would be talking about it already. That we don't gotta wait anymore 20 years down the road to see if people fuck with these dumbass bitch ass shows and movies like we did last time. They didn't fuck with the sequels. We don't gotta wait 10 years anymore, man. I didn't have Instagram then to tell people, yo, dude, Anakin's lit. Anakin was played correctly. I didn't have a phone to be doing that. I had a fucking flip phone that could only play Tetris. Like, what are we talking about, guys?
I miss Tetris.
And the cherry on top to that is, like, even though the prequels and Revenge of the Sith is a better movie than the first two, but it's not
1000%.
It's not like the greatest movie ever. Still, I mean, it's damn good. It's a lot of fun, but it's not like the greatest thing ever.
Let's settle one thing right now. There's literally nothing. No Star Wars movie can ever be called the greatest movie ever.
Oh no, definitely. Like, no. Yeah.
Like from a cinematic point, no.
No. Now there's elements to them that are amazing, but sure, there's just not like it's not that. So like the quality is both freaking the best as it can be in certain ways, and also, you know, the acting is purposefully kind of the way it is. The dialogue is purposely the way it is. So on and so forth. It is Star Wars. Star Wars. The freaking Force Awakens and the rest of the sequel stuff didn't even have the goodwill and the merit for goodwill behind it. It was literally just J.J. Abrams saying, what's the one thing that I know people are going to jump onto? They like the first one. Let's redo the first one. Yep. With literally his words exactly, which to Justin's point was, we had it immediately. He said it to a camera that went on our social medias that we saw 20 minutes later, even faster than that, 20 seconds later. We know he didn't really give a shit. I mean, easily said. I mean, like, George Lucas, okay, prequels, they're not winning Oscars for screenplay anytime soon.
No Star Wars ever is or ever will.
But like, goddamn, they have heart behind it. There's no heart back now.
And like, guys, do we forget that, like, they literally throw out little nuggets, test nuggets themselves to see what the immediate social reaction is gonna be. Like, we're in that day and age.
And then they still can't get it right.
Yeah,
exactly. We don't gotta see what people do. I mean, they literally make stupid. We're talking Star Wars right now. They literally make dumbass PR decisions off of immediate social media reactions. So we can't go off of the sequels will become 10 years, will be looked at in a better light 10 years from now. We can't do that because we're not 10 years ago. Not even 10 years ago. We're not 20 years ago where that reaction wouldn't be known immediately. If people like this movie, people would have been saying that about the sequels immediately.
And the caveat with that is, I guess Star Wars: The Clone Wars helped fill in a lot of the blanks throughout the next decade of the prequel series, of the prequel trilogy. So that helped a lot. And of course, Mando and all these other ancillary shows are kind of doing the same for the sequel trilogy. But once again, social media makes the 10 years moot, because we all know that they didn't do it with purpose. It's all backtracking as fast as possible. And it's not actual, like, hey, this was our 5-year plan. This was our 7-year plan.
Yeah, they never had a fucking plan.
Not to mention the prequels have like a stylistic upper hand by a long shot over the prequels.
Oh yeah.
I mean, the sequels. It's not even close. Like, there is something wildly appealing to seeing the Anakin and Obi-Wan Mustafar scene. Like, it's a level that is unmatched. It's a level that is unmatched, seeing even the Duel of the Fates, that people know that fucking song. They might not even know Star Wars like that, but they've heard, oh, they know that shit. Like, exactly. That shit is crazy. People know that shit. They have no iconic moments as far as the sequel trilogy. None. Zilch. Zero. There's none. So, like, there's no coming back for the sequels. Like I don't that little thought needs to be really. I don't know. I really don't know. I mean, shit. Let's just focus on how fucking wrong we were about Anakin and Hayden Christensen because dude,
Yeah.
like first of all, I will die on that hill. Like guys, this might be. I probably shouldn't say this actually. Never mind. I don't want to get canceled.
Well, now we're waiting.
You can just DM it to me or text me or something.
I'll DM. I'll send it in private chat and see if I'll let y'all see if I can say it.
All right. Well, he's not a bad actor or anything. He got so much hate. I mean, Jumper isn't necessarily the best movie either, but it once again was fun as hell.
I love that movie, bro.
I love Jumper. Like, come on, give us 2. I'm ready.
Where the hell is my private chat on this motherfucker? I'm the goddamn host. Oh well, whatever.
I mean, you actually though.
Like I'm not wrong, right?
No,
I'm not wrong.
I think that's okay to say. I think there's a specific school you could reference for to
oh,
say
there
that.
it is. Hold on, I found it. Wait a minute.
Yeah, let's see what Chillin says.
I mean, in that scene, he fucking was.
Like,
Yes,
okay, all right, guys. He's literally like to a way less extent and a non-serious extent too.
I don't know. It's actually a bit more. It's a bit more. That what Anakin did was a bit more personal, I would argue.
It was.
Yeah.
He's playing basically a school shooter, guys.
I mean, at that point,
to a degree, he is. He's put like guys. The dude is an awkward teen that is living in a world where he's a god amongst men. He's literally told that, but he's literally pushed to a brink to where he's not able to do anything that he wants to do. He's let his mom die. He's about to have to let his own wife die and kids. And we're expecting him to be a happy-go-lucky guys. This is the same fucking problem we had with fucking Ahsoka, who's going through a time in her life where she's depressed. We're supposed to be in this day and age where we care about people's feelings and we understand people's depression. But guys, we have Rosario Dawson acting as a depressed freaking Ahsoka Tano, and we can't understand the level that she's doing that with. She's grieving. And so when we're over here bullying Anakin, saying, oh, he was so whiny. Oh my God. Bro, he was the school shooter, guys. Guys, he literally was being pushed to a point that he was going crazy. I don't understand, guys. I like, there's levels to this, I guess. I don't know.
All I can imagine right now is I want someone to stitch together all like the shitty things that happened to Anakin throughout his like life into like a little quick like montage, and then just hit the Mustafar duel real quick and have pumped up kicks playing in the background, and it'd be just perfect.
Dude, he's a brainwashed kid. Like he's literally 18 years old in what? He's 18 years old in episode 2. He's an awkward kid that hasn't met women before, really.
Yeah.
That has
been told he's not allowed to really do anything with women either.
Exactly.
Like, yeah.
He's weird and awkward. He's trying to figure out how to portray to this girl that he likes. It makes sense. It's definitely cringy. Don't get me wrong. But it makes sense.
Also, she's the older lady. She was the very attractive cougar that was coming after him, saying, "Hey, I've got a couple extra lessons I can teach you, young Padawan. You want a master? Exactly. I got another master. Here we are." Exactly. How do you say no? Also, Natalie Portman. Sorry, respectfully.
like here we go with Hayden real quick. Like the one knock on his door, or the one knock on his resume is, how did you fumble that bag, bro? Like, dude. But I will say Rachel Bilson is pretty fine too, and then he did fumble that as well. But anyways, guys, and then we get into episode 3, and dude, he's literally finally in love, and then that's basically all ripped away because the same problems he saw for his mom is now happening to that same woman that he fell in love with. Like, guys, everyone's telling him no. Like, I don't understand how this is this hard to comprehend. But geez, I guess that makes sense though with the time because mental health wasn't cared about at all back then. So that was 2005. People didn't fucking understand it, nor did they give a fuck. So
Yeah.
I digress. I'm sorry. I went on a tangent.
That's all right.
It was a beautiful tangent.
It was impressive. I enjoyed it, I gotta say.
Magnificent.
Yes, sir. Well, I think we've been arguing in circles for disputing, debating in circles for a while now. Who's ready to shit on Sony?
We'll never
Let's
get to
do it.
wake up Harris on the right side.
I will wake y'all up to good
Was that
storytelling one
right
day. I
article?
promise.
No, you won't, because I'm not finishing the show.
Not necessarily the show. I'm gonna find some like random artsy fartsy shit to send y'all, and you're gonna be like, "This is weird, but I love it." And then I'm gonna wait till I find something that'll fit both of you. And I got you.
No, I'm just gonna say I love you, Harris, but no.
We'll see. I've got you. It's gonna be perfect.
No, just like I'm never watching. What's it called? Andor. That ship is
It doesn't have to
sailed.
be Star Wars. It's gonna be outside of Star Wars. I'll find something just wild.
Well, then it's different. Then that's different because I'm
Okay.
more willing to give that a chance. Because remember, I'm the guy that likes episode 2, Clone Wars. I love that movie because I think it's a pivotal meaning to see why Anakin is literally starting to go crazy. He fell in love. So I would love that stuff. But when we're talking Star Wars, that's where me and you definitely see differently.
I think we agree. I think there just needs to be the perfect little proportionality. I think that's the term the term of the day. Chillin said it. Proportionality.
But our difference is
Probably where we want that proportionality.
what proportionality even equals, I guess. Like, yeah.
Yeah. The agreement probably.
Because if you ask me right now, anything that I've said and asked, you've kind of proven my point. But it's okay.
The what?
Anything I've said, asked, or had you explained, you've kind of proven my point.
The second half keeps trailing off.
But you've kind of proven my point, but you know.
Oh. Well, I would say the same thing.
No. I could sway low right there.
I don't think we got necessarily. We'll rehash at the end of Skeleton Crew.
Okay, Matthew, what's your point? I'm waiting for the point right there. Like, sorry, Matthew. Guys, I'm sorry. I'm a little combative right now. You can treat the witness as hostile. I'm sorry. Let me ask this in a nicer way, Matthew. I apologize first. That came out very aggressive. But I guess can you explain what you mean by that? I guess if there's like meanings behind that. Are you trying to help it focus?
I was trying to do something. I was like, what if I unplug it for a second or two?
Put your hand up to it.
Well, I did that earlier, and it wasn't doing anything for me.
Slowly go back.
I swear to God, if this works the first time.
No.
Because it's not even, it would be clear on my hand for just half a
Yeah,
second.
it's not even focusing on your hand.
I don't get that. Well,
Justified combative? Never. You don't say that. I mean, actually, you do say that because I am never combative, dude. Never, ever. They call me agreeified because I just agree with people. Yeah.
Oh, my sweet Jesus. Okay.
so we Sonyan.
Oh, yeah.
Let me grab water real quick, and I'm ready to Sony.
Grab away.
It'll focus in the meantime. I know it will.
Hopefully, I didn't get me canceled.
Oh, you're good, dude.
That was chat. Was that such a crazy comment to do the correlation there or no?
What the hell? Oh, I don't want that shit. Get out of here. Oh wait, hold up. What are you doing now? Oh yeah, critics shit all over Attack of the Clones.
Yeah, I'm with you, Matt. Like I love all that stuff, and I honestly I'm a sucker for like a decent love story too.
I mean, like even I'm willing to admit the Attack of the Clones is the weakest one in the prequels. Like if I had to rank the prequels inside themselves, Attack of the Clones is third.
I agree, it is the weakest, but I also do think it is necessary. It's one that needs to be in there because it explains a lot for why we get to episode 3. But it also, I mean, like, it still does help now that we do have the Clone Wars, the show, to help also even more get into why Anakin was kind of already butthurt at the moment. So
yeah.
But at the same time, I still do think they did a good job of explaining why he's pushed to where he needs to be, well, to where he gets.
Mm-hmm. Definitely.
Yeah. All right, now we're going a little too far, Matt. Now we're going a little
is underrated.
I'll say this: Cad Bane wouldn't have died like that. I just, no.
The Hunter.
Yes, the hunter of an audience at this point.
Yeah, I was just offered a dab. I will be right back.
Okay. I mean, it's not a half bad idea, honestly.
You guys are fucking funny, bro.
Man.
Shit, maybe I need to start doing that before I start talking about Star Wars.
Right? Just take a gummy like an hour before you come on. You'll be golden.
Maybe I'll actually watch.
See, and you don't even have to fuck with like your lungs at all anymore these days, dude. There's like edibles. Yeah, and if you don't like gummies, they got cookies, they got fudge bars, they got just about any goddamn kind of food you want. They got popcorn. Like it's ridiculous how much shit there is to there is you can eat and also get high off of, which will make you want to eat more, which is kind of a self-sustaining circle as far as that goes. But yeah, you don't ever have to fuck with your lungs to get high these days, dude.
Chat, make sure y'all do my friend Chillin a favor and make sure y'all add a like.
Yeah.
Hit that subscribe.
Yeah.
And then also hit share, copy link, because you don't really have to go through the whole process of sharing the actual video to people, but share, copy link actually helps.
Yeah. And then go to his channel and then go to Harris's channel too. And do all the same shiz. Help all our channels out.
But if you're coming to my channel just for Star Wars, y'all should be known I do not talk Star Wars because
you go to his channel. You go to his channel for Marvel and DC.
Yeah.
The particular one that he's got now, and then there's his other channel for the gamings.
Yeah. We don't talk Star Wars, guys. I think I'll see why. I think y'all might see why.
No, it's a mystery to me. I mean,
I know I hide it very well.
You were perfectly calm and like 100% reasonable and had absolutely balanced takes this entire time. It was magnificent. I'm so proud.
I will say this: I do think I had balanced takes.
No, you did. I just, I got to do the thing though. I got to keep the bit going.
Yeah, true.
Yeah,
but you're not supposed to say that you're keeping the bit going. You're just supposed to keep going.
Yeah, well, I'm still learning.
But I won't lie.
What?
Travis did trigger me.
Oh, I know.
And so did David.
Travis triggers me every once in a while too. He knows it. He knows I think he's a goofy motherfucker, but I'm glad he's here.
I'm glad he's here too. But
same with David.
Yeah, y'all triggered me a little bit. Y'all triggered. Y'all don't understand. It's an abusive relationship with Star Wars. Actually, it's not really because I just don't give a fuck. But it is upsetting the state that Star Wars is in right now.
It's like that Star Wars for you is like that Psycho X. Like all you gotta do is mention the bitch's name and you lose your shit.
Yeah,
Of
pretty
how bad
much.
she was.
Yep, pretty much.
I think that's
As I said, y'all can think
is that like the best
Acolyte.
metaphor so far?
Pretty much, because as I said, y'all can thank Acolyte because I probably would have watched this show if Acolyte didn't come out before this.
What is that too?
But yeah, I can't do it no more.
Are you ready to at least listen?
Yeah, and then talk about another.
No, I'm talking about Hack Boy down there below me.
Oh.
Yes.
Yeah, all right, cool. So we have this article in Variety that done come out the other day. Goes over a couple things about Craven. Some of which we know and are not surprised to hear. And it's just ridiculous. What the fuck now? He won't play with us non-ranked mortals. Oh, now they're trolling you about the way you play Rivals.
True. That's definitely not true. But I don't think I'm ever gonna force stack on Rivals again like that. As far as ranked goes, okay.
That's hilarious as shit, though. That was well played, Brooke or Griff. That was well played.
Yeah, Brooke and Griff. Come on now.
That was good. All right, Variety spake the following. After several delays down the Sony release calendar, the studio's Marvel spin-off Craven the Hunter is being met by indifference in its arrival to theaters. The anti-hero actioner earned a feeble $4.7 million across Friday and preview screenings from 3,211 locations. That's behind the $6 million opening day gross of the studio's Madam Web, which opened on Valentine's Day Wednesday back at the start of 2024, and finished with a paltry $43 million in North America. Okay, well, Adam is so fucked. He's about to be working for Josh for free. Because Madam Web only got 43 domestic, and Craven is tracking worse. And Adam bet that Craven would hit 50 domestic. Adam is fucked.
Yeah.
That's hilarious. It seems Sony is bookending the calendar with another comic book dud, as the R-rated Craven the Hunter will have to muscle up if it's going to make its already low projections for an opening north of $13 million. Even if it meets those expectations, it's a wretched start for the $110 million production. Craven the Hunter, which is directed by J.C. Chandor and stars Aaron Taylor Johnson as the killer villain of Spider-Man lore, has been battling skepticism for some time now. Gee, I wonder why. The film shot nearly 3 years ago and has faced several pounces around the release calendar. Okay, enough of the puns, bruh. Since staking out an original January 2023 date. Good God, I forgot. It's been pushed back damn near 2 years. I had forgotten when this shit was originally supposed to come out. Holy fuck. And though Sony has found strong commercial success with its Venom trilogy, let's not go overboard. It has found commercial success. Strong is another story. Anyway, the studio's other pair of live-action Spider-Man spinoffs, Madam Web and the living vampire thriller Morbius, both proved to be franchise non-starters, not to mention superlative turkeys among critics. Craven isn't breaking the pattern with terrible reviews and rough audience sentiment. Moviegoer pollster Cinema Score turned in a C grade, which is even lower than the C+ earned by Madam Web and Morbius. Even poorly regarded movies can put up above average multipliers over the holiday season, but bad buzz and a terrible kickoff are going to be a grind to overcome. I'm not reading that pun. Fuck this idiot. This week, don't care about War of Rohirrim. Get back to the Craven. I don't care about Moana or Wicked. Where the hell was the rest of the shit? Oh, this is the other article I want to read. So, first of all, we'll click to this one. All right. But for now, oh, that's not cool. Whoa, there we are. But for now, let's talk about this monies report, or as it stands, lack of monies. Like, we knew it was going to suck, right? We'd seen the reviews, the early social media reviews, the regular reviews. Like there were some glazers, there was some bots out there. Like I saw a few uber positive reviews that also at the very end of it included the premiere date. So I'm like, yeah, you're either well paid or you're a complete bot. But we kind of knew it was going to be ass. It was a given. Coming in even worse than Madam Web on every level is kind of ridiculous. At least in my mind, like, oh my god, 4 million. What was it? 4.5. Where is it? 4.7. Like, I'm gonna recheck the numbers tomorrow to see how Saturday helped, but like, yeah, it's crazy. I don't know if it's gonna hit 13 million this weekend. I don't even know if that was the bottom end of the projection, and I don't even know if it's gonna hit 13 million at this point.
It might legitimately be a worse flop than Megalopolis.
Oof. Right, David? Here, Craven's a good watch if you go with your mates in a 6-pack before, and then another 6-pack during.
That's Y2K. Y2K is like that middle of the road movie that's just really kind of crappy, but not all that great. You're like, But hey, you hit a nice dab before you go, or bring a 6-pack and go. Life's good. It's a good movie. It's not a good movie, but it's fun. Then Craven, the dad didn't even help.
So you saw it already?
Oh yeah, I saw it at 2:00 on Thursday. I was like, let me just get this out of the way real quick. It was,
so you chose to see that.
Hey, Aaron Johnson.
He had a 50-cent ticket.
Yeah, and only 50 cents. So I was like,
yeah.
No.
Yeah, he's got one of them programs. He gets the discounts. He spent way less than we would have. I mean, I still wouldn't have spent. I'm still not going to spend a penny on that motherfucker in the theater.
I'd factor in gas money at that point. Like,
right?
Fuck that.
As you were reading that article, it made me think that I still haven't seen the third Venom movie, but it is legitimately sad that Morbius might actually be the best of all of those movies. Because I'd rather watch Morbius than the first Venom, honestly, most of the time. I really don't like the Venom movies.
That's crazy. But
fucking Morbius better than the Venom movies. What the hell?
They're awful.
This isn't really a high bar at all in any of that. Like,
no.
Like these are a bad set of franchises. Like,
Wee.
Did you ask for a refund? No, I just wandered out of there, not happy, and then ran back because I forgot to scan my ticket for validation, and I did not want to pay like $15 for parking. So
yeah. But yeah, so like we knew it was going to be bad, but this is insanely bad, like insanely bad. So it cost 110. So that means it needs like what? So that's a 220, half of 11, 5.5. Like basically it needs to hit 226 million just to break even, if using the average calculation for the break even point.
And they probably didn't spend all that money in marketing. It's probably like half that,
All right, well, fine. But you still got to add marketing onto that. So call it, let's say 160 million, right? We'll make 160 million the break even point. I don't even see him hitting that, like, because there's no way it's going to even hold.
Dude, the word of mouth is already too bad. Like,
like if it only gets 13 million this weekend, there's no way it's not even going to get that much the following weekend.
Do you think it's going to get 13 million overall?
once you
it might
count it,
creep you.
maybe once you count in the globe, but like right now domestically, it ain't gonna make shit.
Okay,
Like
what it does.
this is gonna have to get saved by the overseas market the way Venom 3 did.
Facts.
Like the overseas market is the only possible way this movie makes any money.
I'm trying to see on IMDb Pro right now if they actually have it out for that first weekend or not.
All I can do is sit here and smile because I said this like a year and a half ago.
Yup.
I said this during the Spider-Man game that came out.
Right.
I've been screaming this when I knew we weren't getting Beyond the Spider-Verse on time.
Mm-hmm.
Sony is dog shit. They don't deserve to have any of the rights to freaking Spider-Man, but they're gonna keep them. This is what they deserve. This is the bed they lied in, and it's. We were talking earlier about this thing called, basically test marketing. I don't think we called it that, but throwing out your social media imprint to see what happens. Test it.
Mm-hmm.
They did. They had a result. They had their information. Still did it.
Nope.
And now they're about to have basically. I mean, shit. I didn't think they could get any worse than Madam Web.
No, I don't think anybody did.
And there's no Sydney Sweeney saving this thing.
Nope.
No.
You guys ready for this gaslighting as fuck follow up? So in Variety. In Variety. Now you remember, like, it came out, what was it, yesterday or the day before, that Sony was like done making movies like Morbius and Venom and shit and just concentrating on Spider-Man Noir, Spider-Man 4, and Beyond the Spider-Verse. Right. And so everyone was like, all right, well, good job. The SSU is dead. Well, here comes some pedantic gaslighting bullshit. Even after Kraven the Hunter and Madam Web, Sony's Marvel movies aren't dead. Well, no shit. Not all Marvel movies. Towards the end of Sony Pictures' newest Marvel movie, Kraven the Hunter, the titular antihero, played with maximum abdominal musculature by Aaron Taylor Johnson. I mean, he ain't lying. That's a fucking 8-pack right there. Experiences a chilling hallucination in which he's surrounded by a horde of spiders. Did y'all hear about this? Did you know about this? It is a clear allusion to the character's greatest nemesis in the Marvel comics, Spider-Man. Oh, yeah, that's right. You saw that shit. Was that a lame-ass scene or what? Yes or no? Don't go into detail, but was that lame as shit?
It was super lame, and I was there with my buddy who's a terrible arachnophobe, and I punched him in the side, and I almost got knocked out in the jaw right after, but I couldn't stop laughing. It was great.
Yeah.
But no, it was cheesy and stupid, and not cheesy in like a fun way. It was just shite.
Nice. Alrighty then. That's what I figured. It is also almost certainly the closest the character, or at least Taylor Johnson's version of him, will ever get to confronting the web slinger. Kraven is projected to take in one of the lowest ever opening weekends for a Marvel superhero film, making it the third of Sony Pictures' unsuccessful attempts to spin off a secondary Spider-Man character into its own movie franchise, following 2022's Morbius with Jared Leto and last February's Madam Web with Dakota Johnson. The looming box office failure almost certainly signifies the end of this endeavor at the studio, which one knowledgeable insider at Sony imputed to an industry-wide irrational exuberance about superheroes that has ultimately led to the overall diminishment of the genre's primacy as the leading force at the box office. No, we're just exuberant about having good stories, you ignorant motherfucker. Anyway, for one thing, what it does, they snuck this in the middle. What it does not signify, however, is the end of Sony's Marvel multi-universe. No shit, motherfucker. No one said the Marvel universe. Just the stupid idea behind the SSU. See, this is where we get into the pedantic gaslighting I was mentioning. For one thing, technically speaking, there never really was a Sony Marvel universe or a Sony Spider-Man universe or any other official designation akin to the Marvel Cinematic Universe or the newly relaunched DC universe. So okay. Sony has never approached its comic book adaptations with that level of intentional narrative cohesion, as exemplified by the studio's casual, lowercase, and rhetorically ungainly phrasing for its superhero films, Sony's universe of Marvel characters. For another, Sony remains deeply invested in making movies about Spider-Man, the beloved Marvel character who launched the current era of superhero cinema with 2002's Spider-Man. Wrong. Blade launched it in 99. Shut your fucking mouth. Anyway, the fourth Spider-Man film starring Tom Holland is expected to start filming in 2025 in partnership with Marvel Studios. More on this later. As a matter of fact, you could make an argument for X-Men in 2000.
Yeah.
Now, granted, Spider-Man is and has been for quite some time the most popular superhero globally. But it did not launch it. May have kicked it into a higher gear than it was in. I'll give you that. But launch? Hell no. Not the case. All right. Where was I? Yes. Fourth Spider-Man film starring Tom Holland is expected to start filming in 2025 in partnership with Marvel Studios. More on this later. The animated Spider-Man Beyond the Spider-Verse is in production and will include the Oscar-winning trilogy focusing on Miles Morales, and Sony is producing a live-action Spider-Man noir series starring Nicolas Cage for Amazon Prime Video. That actually, from the little bits we've seen, I think that show looks dope. Sony insiders also fiercely defend the success of the 3 Venom films starring Tom Hardy, which have earned more than $1.8 billion worldwide. I mean, cool, but that's 3 movies to get to $1.8 billion. Anyway, the latest film, Venom: The Last Dance, has earned the lowest grosses yet for the franchise, $473 million, especially against the $856 million global take for 2018's Venom. Oh, hey, look, almost only half. But The Last Dance cost $120 million. I mean, that helps. Thrifty for a superhero movie. And it improved on the international grosses of 2021's Venom: Let There Be Carnage. So there's really no financial reason for Sony to stop making Venom movies anytime soon. Well, there is, but shut up. But Venom, built around a widely popular character with its own distinct imprint on the culture, also presented Sony with the false impression that audiences would flock to see a movie about any Spider-Man character without Spider-Man in the film. At least you admitted that. All of these characters are famous because they went up against Spider-Man, says exhibitor relations analyst Jeff Bach. Unfortunately for Sony, they had a taste of success with Venom, and that kind of spoiled everything for them because they thought they could just spin off all of these characters. See Marvel trying that with phases 4 and 5 just because Guardians did well. Same shit. I don't think they
trying that with Andor and Skeleton Crews.
Yeah, I only wanted to mention Marvel. Goddamn it! I don't think they realized that Venom could carry a franchise, whereas these other characters could not. To not have Spider-Man in these films was the fatal flaw. No shit. Sony is far from alone in aggressively expanding its superhero portfolio at the end of the 2010s, only to weather a sharp decline both in quality and audience interest in the 2020s. But the studio is caught in a unique catch-22 of its own making. The unprecedented deal between the studio and Disney Marvel Studios to share Spider-Man within the MCU, starting with Captain America Civil War and Spider-Man Homecoming. The partnership, in which Marvel Studios chief Kevin Feige, the fucking goat and White Suge Knight, and former Sony Pictures chief Amy Pascal produced the Holland-led Spidey films for Sony Pictures, has been fabulously lucrative for Sony, with worldwide grosses topping $3.9 billion. Please, someone try and argue with me that Sony doesn't need Feige. I dare you. But it also siloed off Holland's Peter Parker from any Sony projects that aren't officially part of the MCU. The corporate entanglements when studios try to work together are really hard, says one top executive with extensive experience in the superhero space. Sony has no flexibility. They have a cage that they have to work in, and they're just trying to make one good movie at a time. Yeah, okay. According to one Sony source, the deal with, here we go, and which makes this above paragraph right here just complete and utter bullshit. According to one Sony source, the deal with Disney never precluded Sony from using Spider-Man in its movies that didn't bear his name. The Spider-Verse movie's profusion of Peter Parker's, Gwen Stacy's, and other various Spider people certainly bears that out. But there is a feeling within the studio that audiences would not accept Holland's Spidey suddenly popping up in a live-action film that wasn't a part of the MCU, especially after Spider-Man No Way Home and the Marvel Studios Project Loki and Doctor Strange and the Multiverse of Madness established definitive boundaries to the Marvel multiverse. Wow, that source is dumb as fuck. Anyway, this seems to have had the greatest impact on Morbius, which was originally scheduled to premiere in July 2020, well before No Way Home and Doctor Strange 2, but due to the pandemic, wound up opening after them. The delay forced Sony into reshoots to account for how Michael Keaton's Adrian Toomes, introduced as part of the MCU in Homecoming, could be standing in the same room as Leto's titular living vampire, a character who isn't in the MCU. A fun conceit that didn't seem like a big deal until the multiverse suddenly made it one. Dancing around Spider-Man without ever getting to use him also contributed to the feeling that these spin-off films were merely exercises in, fuck that idiotic pun, opportunism. You can feel the cynicism a mile away, says a veteran producer. They're grinding out product, and it feels like it. There's no quality control. Yeah, no shit. Privately, Sony insiders acknowledge that Craven, Madam Web, and Morbius are creative and critical duds, even if they also insist that Morbius, which made $167.4 million globally, did turn a profit. I mean, maybe technically, if it, if the production budget was 167.399 and however many nines are necessary, then yeah, I guess it made $1 profit. Who the fuck cares? Moving forward, they say the studio will need to be more discerning about which, if any, of the studio stable of Spider-Man characters should be elevated into their own movie franchise. There is a different possibility as well. You could hire a different Spider-Man, Bach says. It doesn't have to be Tom. And according to this, it never fucking had to be in the first place. They could have thrown Andrew or Toby in there any goddamn time they wanted. Yeah. They could have hired a dude to be Fat Spider-Man and put him in the goddamn movie. Like, they were not restricted. They were not in a fucking cage. This entire goddamn article, except for the very end, is nothing but gaslighting. The SSU is fucking dead. The making of villain movies without Spider-Man in them is fucking dead. Of course, you're going to continue to make Marvel movies. Of course, you're going to continue to make Spider-Man movies. You fucking have to keep the license. But they're sure as shit not.
That's the thing. They technically don't even have to.
But they're sure as shit not.
Just keep doing Beyond the Spider-Verse.
Gonna make these villain shits anymore. Like the SSUs, we know it is done.
That's the thing, bro. They technically don't even have to make any movies. They can literally just have freaking Marvel do it.
Right. Yeah. Like, they don't even have to do it themselves. They could easily be like, hey, Marvel, you feel like throwing Spider-Man in this? And guess what? 99 times out of 100, Feige's going to be like, fuck yeah, give me that spider goodness. It's just...
They have like a wild percent on that shit, too. It's like a 70-30 split.
75-25. And it used to be even like Marvel used to not pay shit and not put shit in. Now Marvel pays more and gets more out, but this
is why Sony should not have nice things. They literally have all the rights, all the power, all the money, all the resources, and they still don't even have to do anything, guys.
Right?
They don't have to do anything. They get literally all the money for doing nothing, for having a banger Tom Holland movie come out. They don't have to do it. They choose not to, though. Instead of having Kevin Feige literally just shovel money to them, back up the Brinks truck to them, they decide to make shitty shit like Madam Web and freaking, what's that, Craven the bitch-ass Animal Activist. It's so stupid. This is why people don't like these fuck-ass companies running shit. They have literally a easy formula right now. All they have to make is all they got to make is one thing. And let Feige do the other.
Yeah.
And it's infinite money glitch. Let
And
Lord
they
and Miller.
they even have
Infinite money
made
glitch,
good things
yeah.
with Into the Spider-Verse and Across the Spider-Verse. They know
I was
how to
about
make
to
something
get on
good.
that. All you
Like-
gotta do is let Lord and Miller go and fucking make all the Spider-Verse movies and get that whole thing fleshed out onto what he wants to do, and let Feige cook for your other side, the live action side, and just do whatever he wants and integrate all the other stuff because he wants to have Andrew Garfield. He wants to have Tobey Maguire in there. He wants that shit. But no, stupid ass Sony wants to focus on Craven, bro. No one asked for Craven, man. We were literally saying this 2 years ago. Why the fuck are y'all making Craven? Y'all have literally an infinite money glitch, guys. And they're so fucking stupid that they keep doing this dumb shit. They literally wasted, guys, Sydney Sweeney.
Yeah.
They wasted Sydney fucking Sweeney. The woman that is, for no reason, just famous, by the way. This woman she's beautiful, actually. Like, shit. She's a beautiful, talented woman, and she's actually not that bad of an actor when she's put in a good spot. But they wasted her, who is a high level, I guess, I'm not going to say talent, but high level profile celebrity, right?
Yes. Yeah. Big,
Now we're like-
big social media following.
Huge. Dude, she has a Ford Mustang commercial, a Ford Mustang sponsorship for no fucking reason.
I can think of two.
Well, yeah,
What?
respectful.
Sorry, it was too easy. You set me up.
But like, they fucked it up. Now we're over. Like, please, Feige, bring her back in as Black Cat or something, dude. This is dumb. Sony deserves nothing. They are literally neck and neck with stupidity with Star Wars right now. I don't get it. Fuck them. I hope they literally go bankrupt for some reason, but it won't happen because, again, they'll just shill out some stupid ass franchise that's not Marvel related. And also, real quick, I need Feige to also start stomping his foot on the fucking ground because this is part of the reason why we're in the predicament that we're in. Yes, y'all put out a whole bunch of trash shit, but the thing is, you have fuck ass Sony over there stamping y'all's logo on every opening credit scene, and people that don't know, like, aren't in the nitty gritty of stuff, they still think it's Marvel. Because when those opening credits roll, that Marvel thing comes slapped right above in the main screen. So,
Yep.
Feige, stomp your dick down on the ground and tell them no. Until y'all stop making fuck ass shit, do not put us on there. Don't do it. Promise they'll start stepping in line. Because if they can't do that and they can't put Marvel alternate universe production or whatever they do on the side, they ain't gonna sell like crazy. They don't even do it now. So stomp something down, Feige, please. Take some action because stop letting them just literally freeload off of your name right now. That's all they're doing is they're freeloading off of the Marvel name. Stop letting them do it. Fuck Sony, bro. Fuck Sony, man. Oh, I hate these dumbass companies, man.
Yeah, they're still making money from like The Last of Us and stuff like that, but they're skating by. But what else do they do? They do something else that's good. I just can't think about off the top of my head.
I mean, they make a good Spider-Man video game. Like, there's reasons that y'all will literally easily keep the freaking the IP. Why are y'all doing this extra shit that doesn't matter? I don't get it. I don't get it. And Griff's right. The Craven and Spider-Man to the game was awesome.
I heard that.
They completely went the other way. Like, this is so dumb. Oh my gosh, bro. I hate it. I absolutely hate it.
He's such a great villain.
Amazing.
That ain't gonna fit.
They even fleshed out his character. Like they gave you every reason why he's doing this wild shit. But it's like, okay, he's on his death wish, basically. It's great. It's great. So I don't understand I was about to say Star Wars. I don't understand them either, but I don't understand Lucasfilm. I mean, shit. Fuck. My hatred for Lucasfilm is still boiling too. I don't understand Sony, bro. I don't understand them. They're fucking dumb. Jeez, man.
Yeah.
Two terrible franchises that we have to talk about. Like,
And neither one had to be this way.
Neither of them. They literally, again, we were talking about money. Lucasfilm literally has a money glitch too.
Oh, they both do. That is easy. Outside of just toys, I mean, they have it with films and video games, etc.
Exactly. But again, like I'll give the upper hand to Sony on this factor. At least they've created one thing that is still good, that is strictly them, and keeps them coming back into the theaters. We have nothing pulling people into Star Wars theaters. Nothing, because I mean, shit, they're not there. It's been what, 8 years now, almost 5-6 years now. Sony, I mean, Lucasfilm can't do shit as far as being in the theaters. It's stupid. So it's fucking hell, bro.
Yeah. Well, guess who's following? Guess who's jumping on the train to also be dumb as fuck?
Huh? Oh.
I'm not gonna stay for this whole one because I fucking hate everything about DC, and I but I'll listen for a little bit.
All right, so
so
right, yeah. Following reports earlier this week that DC Studios is moving forward with a Clayface movie. I'm not going to spend too much time on this because I already made a video about it, but I just want to hear you guys real quick. That'll be released in theaters on September 11th, 2026. Midnight Mass and Dr. Sleep's Mike Flanagan will pen the screenplay, though no director or star is attached this time, according to the trades. Since the news broke a few moments ago, DC Studios CEO and Superman director James Gunn has taken to social media to confirm. Exciting news out of DC Studios today as Clayface, a DCU story from a script by Mike Flanagan, has been officially greenlit. Clayface premieres in 2026. Yes, Clayface will be set in the DCU and not Matt Reeves' Batverse. We know the villain will appear in Creature Commandos, but whether that's the same version we'll see in Flanagan's movie remains to be seen. Multiple people have held the Clayface mantle on the page. The Hollywood Reporter adds, the idea is to make a horror movie in the $40 million range in another effort to show the diversity of the DC Studios slate. Fun fact, Flanagan loves the Clayface episodes from the classic Batman, the animated series. I don't care about Dynamic Duo. According to Deadline, Flanagan is reportedly conceiving Clayface as a horror thriller, a tragedy. He won't be painted as a villain, which has been the case with his legend in DC. The character will be a big part of Batman 2, which doesn't make sense. Gunn has had something to say about that, too, taking to threads to seemingly debunk claims we'll see Clayface and Scarecrow in the Batman Part 2.
He's doing it on threads?
Yeah. Oh, yeah, he spends most of his time on threads.
Oh, God.
Yeah. So we have post claiming Clayface Scarecrow in the Batman Part 2. Clayface apparently be the Matt Hagen version. Someone quotes that. This is true. Gunn says, firstly, no. Secondly, couldn't be the case as there hasn't yet been a first draft of a script, although there is apparent proof that he's full of shiznit about that as well. Basically something Matt Reeves said, which we'll find another time. Anyway, each version of Clayface, okay, they have different powers in the comics. Yeah. So the main things that we should take from this article. One, based on the fact it only has a $40 million budget, you ain't getting no goddamn Batman in this. The only Batman you have available is Robert Pattinson. And if you're paying Robert Pattinson to throw on the bat suit to be in a Clayface movie, you ain't making that movie for $40 million.
No.
That's just it. So there's no Batman.
40 million is basically his salary for that movie.
I don't know if he makes that much. He's good for 20 though.
He's also willing to go take an indie salary for next to nothing. He makes movies for cheap,
Right.
cheap. Oh.
Yeah, but he does those with indie movies.
Yeah,
he's in a franchise now.
Yeah,
true.
So you're not, and he's not, as we all know, he's been quoted more than once as not being like super in love with his character. You know?
Yeah.
So if you want him on screen, you're writing a check, and if you're writing that check, you're spending more than $40 million on the Clayface movie. So you ain't getting no Batman in this motherfucker. Right after how many years of Sony not giving us Spider-Man in its solo villain movies? Bruh. Bruh. Are you kidding me with this? And that's just item number one. What the fuck? Go ahead. Just speak on this item, then we'll move to the next one.
Oh. Well. It's. I don't know. I don't have. Besides the Mike Flanagan aspect of it, it doesn't sound great. Mike Flanagan's freaking great. He's awesome.
I've heard that, yes.
But is it enough to save a not necessarily good idea or concept? Well, I don't know. Not necessarily concept. We don't truly know the concept, but hell, it doesn't sound
horror, thriller, tragedy where Clayface is not an actual villain.
So I got like two questions.
Yeah.
First one is this basically, did you say they got basically this concept and idea from a animation that they wanted to kind of divulge in?
Oh no, the guy that's there writing the script was a big fan of the animated version of Clayface.
Oh, okay.
But in Batman the Animated Series, Clayface was only a little tragic and very much a villain.
Okay.
Whereas the way he's going to write this movie is not as a villain, but a tragic character.
I guess secondly, why do we keep doing this thing where we're like trying to make villains like relatable? They're villains for a reason. Why are we trying to make them relatable? Like this is what we did with the Joker, trying to make him relatable, and then they even fuck that even more up by making him not even the real Joker. And we're doing this fucking dumb shit with Clayface, trying to make him not a fucking that bad. Basically, it sounds like this is like they're villains, guys. There's already set heroes. I don't get this weird obsession with trying to. I mean, this is basically what they did with fucking bitch ass Craven.
Yeah.
So it doesn't work. So
let a villain be a
that's
villain,
all I wanted to ask.
Yeah.
Well,
exactly.
It's been middling returns since the beginning. The first kind of set of the movies that I can think of are like Disney doing Maleficent and like Cruella, and then Venom following up on that, and then so on and so forth. And Venom's probably the most single successful one. Probably Cruella. It might be Cruella or Venom would probably be like the most single like anti-hero out of a pure villain. But none of them have had like true returns that they actually wanted, you know. They're all subpar in like the want of returns they're aiming for. Just do the thing that you get the returns on. I don't know. Make an actual villain film.
Griff, Arcane is the Guardians of the Galaxy in that situation. It's the anomaly.
And again, dude, it's still copy paste. Like, okay, cool, they did it, but like,
I mean, they're gonna do this, making a villain relatable, but they just did this with the Joker.
Well, I mean, I don't know if y'all watch The Penguin or not, but that's a good example of like I'd say a good way to do it. Just because, hey, you give him certain relatable qualities, but it does not take away the fact that this dude is a complete another shitbag.
Well, they made sure to remind us he's a complete and utter shitbag in that finale. In no uncertain terms. Like they may have made him relatable in points throughout the show. Like out of all the assholes in that show, they wrote him so you would root for him the most. But when it was all said and done, they made damn sure to show you that when the nitty gritty gets to, oh my God, Griff, don't even start that bullshit. Yes, they did. It was in no uncertain terms that the Penguin is a psychotic villain. Period.
Yeah.
So, as opposed, they at the end they let Penguin be a villain. They let his villain ass be his villain ass.
They give you hints, burning kids alive, or not kids, but I guess young adults.
Oh, dude, the expression on his face after they both caught.
Oh,
you remember that? No, he had like this one, like,
giddy. Yeah,
he was loving that shit. So yeah, no, the Penguin is not an example at all.
Only just don't watch it. Yeah.
It was a really good show, though.
As Anakin said, I've heard that before.
Like, oh shit. But yeah, and on top of that, it's a show. You can get away with a little bit more in a show. This is a fucking cinematic feature we're talking about here. Like, if you're gonna go on the big screen with this shit right after Sony just did this for like half of 3 of the last 6 movies, like, what the fuck, dude? Read the goddamn room. That's number one. Number two, and Harris, you can really tell me how accurate this is. Is it not at least generally the case that when a film is greenlit, it has a writer and a director attached? Is that not typically the case? A majority of the time?
Yeah, typically.
Okay, well, we have this movie greenlit with no director attached. Now, why would I know you're not saying, but like
super out of the ordinary necessarily,
right?
But still.
Well, what's the last example in James Gunn's DC where we had the announcement of a movie greenlit, and the writer was announced, but the director wasn't? Superman was announced as greenlit with James Gunn as the writer, but he didn't tell us he was the director for a hot minute. How much you want to bet?
You think he's gonna
the same goddamn situation? How much you want to bet James Gunn is going to direct Flanagan's Clayface script?
James Gunn is great, man. I love it.
No.
Who did I hear laughing?
I don't.
That was people playing Magic in the other room, but that was the right reaction.
Yeah, exactly.
Oh man!
So not only is he greenlighting a villain movie that's not going to have a hero in it, that's not going to treat the villain as a villain, but as some kind of tragic character, he's gonna take the time away from what he should be doing, which is shepherding this entire universe along in some cohesive fashion, and he's going to direct this goddamn movie. And his wife will have executive producer credits on it as well. Yes.
A role. Don't forget a role.
Right. Yeah.
And, on set, the actor who voices Clayface won't be there, but Sean Gunn will be.
Yeah. Like, oh, this is just a little bit of why I had to put that. Like, I read this article and heard some people talking about it, Josh included, Kurt's do, but then I like looked at some of this shit myself and I was like, are you fucking kidding me right now, bro? I'm like, I got to make a video on this shit. So I did, which is why I just wanted to talk about this a little bit. But we also could not talk about this a little bit because I wanted to hear you guys talk about this a little bit. So, you guys got any further thoughts on this a little bit?
Yours?
I don't know, not too many. I guess I don't even mind like the nepotism aspect of it too much. It's just the fact that they're like such pivotal roles all the time, and it's like, okay, I get casting similar people in projects over and over. Christopher Nolan has Michael Caine in just about every freaking movie he's ever made. You work with similar people over and over again. Tarantino's used a dozen people half a dozen times.
Oh yeah, that's for sure.
So great, whoop-de-frickin' do. I don't know if he's got a finger on the pulse. Like, I don't know if he ever had a finger on the pulse. I think Guardians of the Galaxy was a big surprise, and Guardians 2 and 3, of course, were good enough where they managed. That story was well told enough, and it was well confined within a world that was well built at the time, I guess. Even whenever Guardians 3 was out, I guess it was still kind of told within the old mindset of MCU.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know if his fingers are on the pulse with any of this. I am enjoying Creature Commando so far, which I didn't expect to enjoy because I haven't I don't dislike Harley Quinn or Kite Man or anything like that, but I haven't taken the time to watch it. It's not. I don't really. I mean, give a shit enough too. Sorry, but
I too am surprised by how much I enjoy that show.
I'm sure I'd love it. It sounds fun. Everybody that watches it says it's fun, but it's just like I'm kind of spun out of it just from Suicide Squad and Peacemaker.
I never watched Peacemaker. I refused to watch Peacemaker because I watched the Suicide Squad.
It's got good spots, but overall there are parts in it where there's this one girl I've been watching a couple more videos of, Jester Bell, who makes a good video every now and then. But she had a good little topic about James Gunn, and he just can't get over himself when writing things, you know. And that is something that, and I don't mean that in a bad way. I respect the dude a whole lot. Like, he's made some of the best things in the last decade. He's literally, Guardians inspired the whole tone of cinema for the last decade. Like, everyone's been making things that are jovial and actiony, and they're trying to fit 4 genres into one instead of just letting something sit in its own lane for the most part.
Yep.
Everything kind of has fallen into the same lane because of that, but yeah, I don't know. Long story short, it doesn't. The Mike Flanagan stuff excites me. You just opened up my brain to something that did not excite me.
Yeah, I mean, like I said, this is something that they talked about on the hot mic the other day. So they brought up that point about the non-announced director, and the last time it was Superman. So
I'm just gonna keep it short and sweet and then get up on out of here because I haven't eaten yet either.
Oh, all right, man. Yeah.
It's James Gunn needs to shut the fuck up, bro. You're a fucking executive at this point at DC, a major company. Why the fuck are you getting in Twitter battles with random YouTubers on Twitter? Why are you trying to prove your case to random motherfuckers that are glazers of your product on threads? Why are we doing this, bro? I don't get it. It's so fucking dumb. Why don't you shut the fuck up? Go get a fucking win, dude. I'm tired. Like, same thing with Star Wars, man. I'm tired of y'all trying to go off these weird ass coattails of fucking bitch ass TV shows and animations. Like, at the end of the day, which one is your payday? It's a movie in the theaters, in the box office. Go fucking do that. Shut the fuck up. Go and prove us wrong and tell us why we should actually trust you. That you're not just full of shit at this point. Because at this point, it's annoying. It's annoying.
Again, dude, you should like, bro. After the first lie or two, like, you should get the hint that maybe I shouldn't say shit. Maybe I should just not say it. It's again, it's the same story, different franchise, man. I don't go get a win in theaters, guys. Go get a fucking win in theaters. We can't say much about Marvel. Well, they can't say much about Marvel. It makes me like want to slap the shit out of him when he's kind of try to compare it. Like, dude, you're not in the same breath as Feige. Shut the fuck up. Feige puts shit into the movie theaters, guys. There might be some lull periods, and there might be some things we're scratching our heads on, but he still puts shit into the movie theaters, guys. Lucasfilm doesn't. Sony does, but it's ass. And DC doesn't. It doesn't. So let's go win. Go win, guys. I don't know what else to say. It's kind of a joke at this point because, like, why are we doing something that we know is a losing formula? I don't know.
For the sake of devil's advocacy,
Yeah,
it could be a win-win in a way. Like, okay, let's say he does prove us all wrong, and James Gunn is the man for the job, and he's doing it right. Boom. Okay, he's got this amount of power. He is co-CEO, but he's also writer-director, and he's managing all this over and over again, showrunner, whatever, et cetera, et cetera. Okay, cool. You've literally got a franchise on your back now. Cool. And you've got Peter Safran to help you out as co-CEO. You proved us wrong. Good. That's your winning scenario. On the other side, maybe not announcing some of these directors and kind of letting good writers make sure it's there. Because realistically, Mike Flanagan should be directing this as well. I don't know why the hell he's not. Like, he should be directing it. I don't know why that's not the case. But if James Gunn is going to put himself there and do that same thing he did with Superman again, and it doesn't make as much money, or it's not as successful. And same thing with Superman. If both of them are decent enough to maybe start off this universe, but not good enough to like really propel it into a Marvel kind of conversation, maybe that's time where, hey, we do have co-CEOs, and Peter Safran is the producer and the kind of more business-sided minded guy here. Maybe some of that power is taken away from James Gunn, who definitely is, if we had to say something, it looks like it's like 70-30 co-CEO over there. You know? Complete James Gunn and very little Safran talk, maybe even 80-20. Maybe it could be vice versa if the first couple projects don't hit live action-wise, you know? Devil's advocate, like, it's a win-win at that point. We're like, okay, well, now we have kind of the more seasoned veteran and the producer side come in and make sure things are going to be right. And I don't know if that would actually change anything, but maybe it would.
that's fine. But I don't need you fucking having Twitter wars with Josh.
Oh no, that's stupid. That doesn't. Yeah, that's stupid in general. And also,
then having to then literally a week later, basically having to say, yeah, I did just fire the guy that the other guy was saying I was going to fire that I shit on and try to be weird about.
well,
I've done this multiple times now. Like, just shut the fuck up and go do it, dude. Like,
that.
then
He's the
laugh
CEO.
at our faces. Like,
Yeah, he's the CEO. That's not it for him to be doing. And also, John Campea was saying something about it the other day too. It's like, hey, why are you on Twitter telling like half truths? Like, he obviously like enjoys like leading people on just to be like, well, we're not going to do this, but we're going to do this, and it's like somewhere in between, you know. And it's just don't say anything. Surprise us. Put it in a trailer. You're CEO. Don't be tweeting about this. Go do something. I don't know.
Yeah, just shut the fuck up and go run your franchise, basically, is all you got to do. Like,
Yeah.
just get off the internet and put together what you say you can put together. Concentrate on that.
Respectfully, prove us wrong, please.
Yeah,
Like,
I mean, do your damnedest to prove me wrong, because right now you're not.
I mean,
Like, this Clayface movie is yet another example of like, bro, read the fucking room.
like he's trying to be LeBron without the credentials, bro. That's what it is to me. He's trying to sit here and talk all this big game and act like, oh yeah, I can write my own story. But the difference is LeBron can do that and start his own narrative because he literally drops on. He literally goes and backs it up. There's nothing right now at all to really say he's backed anything up. And honestly, still, in some people's eyes, on his watch, we got the Flash.
Yeah, technically.
Yep.
On his watch, we got fucking what's that? The shitty second part of Joker 2.
Yeah.
So it's like, no, dude, shut the fuck up, man. You literally look better if you just don't say anything. No one would say anything if he doesn't say anything. But instead, he wants to be weird and go and again start fights with random ass people. Like it boils down to the same thing with Lucas. It's a PR problem. And that this one, the funny part is, it shouldn't even be a PR problem because he has time to literally think about it. It's not like you have random actors in the heat of the moment saying some wild shit like Lucasfilm usually does. He has time to sit there and think, do I really want to send this tweet? Is it really helping me to send this tweet off? No, it's not, dude. And then knowing the thing is, he has the foresight. He knows what conversations are going down behind closed doors, and he still does it, dude. So, Gunn, shut the fuck up. I literally, like, he honestly makes me pray on his downfall because it's like, dude, you're literally making you look like a villain already for no reason, for literally no reason at this point. Don't just keep your mouth shut and produce. Keep your mouth shut and win.
And, you know, I know the team came out and said they did it and Gunn had nothing to do with it, but they already know the nepotism claims, all that kind of stuff. And it's a small thing, but in Creature Commandos, in the credits, y'all know better than to put animated James Gunn at the credits, like he's an actual character and everything.
Right.
I know that's not him that did that, but just finger on the pulse, y'all. Finger on the pulse.
Yep.
None of these companies have it. I mean,
So
Marvel has it.
Question that might caveat that: is he also trying not to choose fights and playing politics in a certain way as CEO and not doing what Zaslav has done with certain projects? Because what is Andy Muschietti for the Flash? Andy Muschietti is a larger scale and technically a better and bigger director than Batgirl or the Scooby-Doo movies or the Looney Tunes movie that were all axed and completely cut for tax purposes.
Well, if Snyder's accurate, Muschietti's gone. Like, he's off Brave and the Bold.
Oh, really?
Yep.
Well,
Yeah,
in that case, why not do the same thing for the Flash? Why not do that for what other DC movie are you talking about?
Snyder also mentioned they're canceling a bunch of the shit they were developing, like double digits in projects. Like, he specifically brought up Booster Gold. He specific. Oh, what else
really?
did he yeah. Like, the only things that he brought up that he thinks are guaranteed safe right now, obviously Superman, Lanterns. He knows they still want to do a Batman movie, but it's almost starting to look like, with all the Reeves association, because Reeves is a producer on Clayface. Obviously, he produces anything related to his Bat universe. He's a producer on that dynamic duo thing that's coming out. That's also supposed to be in the main DCU continuity.
Well, I mean, not to bring up John Campea for like a third or fourth time, but he did like accidentally mention a little too much the other day and was like, he didn't say it, but he said it, you know, without saying it. Was Matt Reeves has essentially been hired to cover all Batman-centric things within all of DC.
Right.
Kind of like, I guess, James Gunn was going to do for Cosmic MCU, but now Reeves is Bat DC.
Right. Yeah, it's I don't see any way that like the Brave and the Bold project might not be safe, because Daddy's has already wanted Battinson to be the main DCU Batman. Gunn wanted to bring Reeves in. Reeves is the one that's keeping this shit from happening.
Smart. Honestly, Elseworlds, I think, is a good thing.
Before I go, I guess
what was the caveat? I guess again. I'm sorry. I kind of got lost.
Would it have been a better idea for them to have axed things if they're going to play these games and be political with everything? Why not just axe the Flash and save that type of money? Why not?
Yeah.
And maybe same thing for Craven. Maybe they saw, hey, Morbius wasn't as big as Venom. Madam Web sure as hell isn't. Okay, we see the writing on the wall for Craven. Sony could have taken a lesson from there and said, hey, let's get a tax cut here. You know?
100%. I mean, the thing is like with Gunn though, just do it. Like it's don't have these Twitter wars. That's my main problem.
Yeah.
Don't have these Twitter wars. Like it's that same problem with Jerry Jones with the Cowboys. If you're in a spot where you're the coach, you're not the coach. You don't even have to be the GM, but you are. Robert Kraft, we barely see him for the Patriots. Why the fuck do we see Jerry Jones every Sunday after every loss spewing some stupid ass shit that no one asked for? And then we see him that following Tuesday every week spewing some stupid shit that no one asked for. And at some points, I mean, as we've seen this year, popping off at the mouth at people that are nowhere in the same kind of tax bracket as him. This is the same thing with Gunn. Why are you making these, like, just shut up and do it, bro. Axe this shit. If you know it's not good, axe it. If you know there's a problem with it, axe it. Let everybody else shovel out the news somewhere, man. You don't have to be the person. It's ridiculous, it's stupid, and it looks really it honestly looks bad. It looks bad when you're the guy that is in this super high level of a place and you're still going at a YouTuber. Why? It makes zero sense.
And
Same
going
thing.
after
It's
members of the press too, which are
Yeah.
the people who are going to end up reviewing your shit.
exactly, and then it's
And-
like
and-
it's,
To do the thing that YouTuber said within a week.
exactly.
I get it that it's old news, but it happens. That was the whole point of like the half truth thing earlier. The cycle continues. You know,
That makes it worse too because
yeah,
he literally, the biggest problem he had that was a year ago, guys. He's still doing it. Like, delete your Twitter, bro. You don't need to have a Twitter. It's so dumb.
Thanks for being here, David.
Have a good one, David.
Good to
Even
see
though
you, man.
Triggered me, man. But yeah, that's all I gotta say. I don't understand. It's so dumb. These companies, as I said, Marvel to me is the only one that is understanding
Oh, that
simple
happened again.
PR at this point. But
What are you doing, Mouse?
It's ridiculous.
Stop it. There we
It's
go.
ridiculous. So.
All right. I need to go grab some water, and then we're going to get to the last thing I have on the agenda, which is
I'm gonna
Evans is back, but it ain't his fucking Hydra cap. What the hell is this shit?
I'm gonna say bye though, brother. I gotta go eat.
I might have to start heading out soon too, but I'll be quick. I'll stay for the quickie.
Let him know. Let him know that I'm dipping out.
Yes, sir. I got you.
I'm fucking hungry and tired all at the same time. Plus, I want to play Marvel Rivals. So, anyways, guys, I'll see you guys later. Have a great night, David. You're annoying, but I like you. Griff, I love you. Brooke, you're dope. Harris, you're funny and sometimes fun, and I like you too. But you're annoying with your Star Wars takes.
Good.
Hey, Travis. Fuck you, Travis. No, I'm kidding. I'm kidding, Travis. You ask annoying questions too, but I like you. Rossi, I love you, Rossi, but Jesus, your chats today are yeah, they're chats. They're chats. Anyways, love you guys. See you later. Bye. Goodbye.
See you, brother. Yeah. Last but not least, Justin had a skedaddle.
Yeah, he had to eat.
All right.
All right. One
I'm
last
not gonna
story.
be too far, but I'm ready for it.
One last story.
Let's do it.
So Wednesday night, I talked a lot about the news that. Thanks, Daniel.
Always.
We talked about the news that Evans was back for Doomsday. Now we all knew he was going to be back for Secret Wars, but now he's back for Doomsday. Now, a lot of people's initial thought was, there's a lot of rumors out there about the multiversal Masters of Evil being involved, or some version of that, right? Or the Cabal, some version of evil heroes that are going to end up working for Doom is what a lot of people were thinking. And now, when we heard Evans was good, and that was just in general for the Doomsday movie.
That would be
now,
fun.
yeah, and then now we hear Evans is officially back, but not just for Secret Wars, but in Doomsday. What at that point makes the most sense? An evil version of Cap. We're going to get Hydra Cap, bitches, and it's going to be sick.
I mean, that makes a lot of sense. I mean, what? We could get Old Man Cap, we could get Hydra Cap, we get just a different version of him, maybe a version of Nomad.
Yeah. Well, as it turns out, Jeff Snyder did a lot of talking on Thursday night, and what he dropped is that version, or Chris Evans, is coming back to play Nomad.
Oh, no shit?
Yep. Which basically eliminated the entire premise of my Wednesday night stream. Fuck you very much for that, Snyder, you asshole. But
well, now you have another Wednesday night stream you got to do.
Yeah, exactly. Well, I'm talking about it a bit tonight. But yeah, so evidently Chris Evans is going to be Nomad. Now, how the fuck are they going to work the Nomad character into Doomsday?
Well,
I mean, it's the way they saw it, the Russos saw it, and a few other people saw it, is the good way to make Chris Evans the MC version of Nomad would be to cover the tale of him taking the Infinity Stones and putting them back. That would be a good adaptation of a Nomad type story. Not really much like the comics, but it fits the name.
Totally. Yeah.
Right. So, I mean, we know how one version of him going to do that ended. That's when we got Old Man Steve, because he dropped off the stones, then went and found Peg and stayed with her.
So a different variation of the guy that just finished that task almost.
Yeah. So what this Nomad could be, oops, what the fuck? I don't know how I keep doing that. What this version of Nomad could be is it'll be still Cap who has gone off to put the Infinity Stones back, maybe even gets done. And one of my buddies that I'm in a group chat with, Austin, put this theory out, and I think it's actually kind of cool. Is that he gets all the stones back like he did, puts them all back like he did, gets back with Peggy like he did, but instead of being able to live to a nice ripe old age, due to the whole multiversal shenanigans that are going on, here comes Doom smashing in and fucking everything up, which causes him to have to join the fray while still a nice young, hale and hearty Steve Rogers. Later, Griff, man. Have a good night. Get some rest. What up, baby?
See ya.
Which I thought was interesting.
Yeah,
and he presented that as an option to have like towards the beginning of Doomsday.
Is that how? Because I saw that Agent Carter, not Peggy, not like Captain Carter, right? So Agent Carter is coming back.
Yeah, I saw that too.
Would that be the way to do that? Have her almost be there with him?
It'd be a good way for the 2-for-1 it. That's for sure.
Yeah.
Oh, I never mind you, Prez. You adorable motherfucker, you. Now, another way it could be done, and this is one way Josh brought up, is there have also been long-standing rumors of a Nomad show. To tell the story of him, process? To actually show us when, how, and what he did to get the Infinity Stones back. Because all we saw was him leave, and then all the shit, and then we saw him dancing with Peggy, and that was the end of it. We never saw how he got from leaving the modern day to dancing with Peggy. So there's been long-standing rumors of a show that would cover exactly that.
Yeah.
Later, Brooke.
Yeah, nice.
So one thing that's been thought of is, okay, well, what if they do the show, or actually, what if Doomsday comes out, and then all of a sudden, like somehow at the end, you get, for whatever reason, possibly because of Doom shenanigans, in a late part of the movie, or maybe even a mid-credit scene, that's when you get Nomad.
Okay, almost like
And then that, yeah,
Marvel and Infinity War.
yep, exactly.
Okay.
And then you go back on the Disney Plus instead of in another movie and tell that story, and then bring them right into Secret Wars that way.
Mm-hmm. That'd be a good way to do it, actually.
Yep.
Make the Disney Plus show actually like meaningful as well.
Mm-hmm. And it would run right into the position. It would end, right where we left him off in that post-credit scene, and then it would just go straight into Secret Wars from there.
Yeah. Yeah, no, that'd be cool.
Yeah. Now, while it does smash my immediate theory as to who he's going to be in Doomsday, at first I was like, God damn it, so much for Hydra Cap, but we still could get Hydra Cap in Secret Wars.
Hell, why not? Yeah.
We still could get, a version of, some sort of hybridized version of the Cabal and the Multiversal Masters of Evil. We could still get that in Secret Wars. So Hydra Cap and whatnot has not been precluded by this news, but it sure has changed a lot of things up into how we thought things were going to go. It adds a whole nother trinket to the Doomsday movie in general. Because the first now that we know he's Nomad, what the first biggest question after that is exactly how much is he going to be involved in the movie? Are they going to introduce him as yet another subplot to go along with Children's Crusade? Or are they going to do it the way Josh thinks they might do it and introduce him real quick in a credit scene, and which will run him into which will give us a reason to check out his show, which will end and where he was in that scene.
And I guess Nomad would keep him more not secret agent or ninja-y, but more like undercover and not so much in your face, punchy like usual Cap would be, because
right,
he's not all that powerful compared to a lot of the people he might be coming up against, and he might have to make more methodical approaches or something like that.
Yep. Well, the thing about it is the Steve Rogers version of Nomad lasted all of 4 issues. I went back and checked this shit.
Oh God, so much to go up.
Yeah. So this is basically, I think, going to be a case of Feige.
New territory.
Yeah, well, not really new territory, but just taking a name and applying it in context as to where the MCU is at and where he's going to take it. Like, a lot of people already thought that was a version of Nomad in Infinity War, like between Civil War and Infinity War, and he's just out running around doing whatever because the government fucked him. Which was the original premise of the 4 issues of Nomad in the first place.
Yeah,
he got sick of government corruption, got rid of the suit. And, well, the suit they gave him in the 70s was a little ridiculous, but it was the 70s. What do you expect?
Was he not technically Nomad during then?
Not technically, no.
Okay,
Marvel never officially called him Nomad during that interim space. That's just what we all thought.
Okay, because I almost thought it was obviously like Ronin for the Hawkeye aspect of stuff, and then maybe.
Well, they called Hawkeye Ronin. They may have waited till Hawkeye TV show to do it, but they called him Ronin. As far as I can remember, and from what's been said, it was we all just kind of treated him as that, but he was never officially titled that.
Huh. Well, damn.
Yeah.
They ought to do that, which would set precedents for this,
Mm-hmm. But yeah, so it's going to be interesting. Do you think they'll incorporate it more of a subplot, or do it the credits to a TV show way?
As much as, well, credits would make more sense if they have the TV show and they have the credit aspect. That would actually, one thing that we have kind of been lacking with Marvel the last couple of years have been decent credits as well. Mm-hmm. Some don't have any credits at all because they've just kind of given up on it. It feels like it's half the time it's a joke instead of an actual good tease or a foray into what's to come. It's not meaningful at all, for lack of a better statement again. But to make them meaningful, put something like that in there. Say, hey, this is going to be a pivotal aspect. You need to watch this for it to make sense for the next thing. Just like you did for the first couple of things. You don't have to do that for everything right now. You don't have to go watch all the things on Disney Plus. But hey, we are putting you on Disney Plus. If you're there while you're there, do it, But like that way, it's not like spoon fed to everybody, and they're like, okay, you do this one, you're there. You got options if you want them. This is the one you need to inform you right here.
Yeah. Well, they do have those divisions inside the TV, so you know what matters and what doesn't. Because one is like Marvel Spotlight, and then there's the other just Marvel Television.
Which
So
I wish they'd do more Marvel Spotlight realistically as well.
yeah, they gotta get out of this saga and start hitting with mutants, and then they can start fucking around with Spotlight some more. But you gotta get out of this, huh?
That's a good point.
Yeah.
The only way I think they could utilize Spotlight is the Midnight Suns kind of avenue right now, and Werewolf by Night is not necessarily the perfect intro into that, but it is the perfect intro into that aesthetic or that idea or that avenue,
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and then once you introduce something in Spotlight, you can make it relevant later, and if you make another show in that, then you just bump it over to Marvel Television.
Hey,
Done deal. Yeah, I think also they're probably going to do it post credit into the show, just because I don't know if you have room for another subplot in Doomsday. Like, that movie's already going to be pretty fucking full. I mean, let's be real here. So, yeah, I think just yes, Chris Evans will be back as Nomad in Doomsday, but probably not much.
Yeah. And I could see him almost not necessarily like Red Skull in Infinity War or something like that, or get whatever the one he's in, Infinity War. He's in
Infinity War. Yep.
Yeah, because he has a stone that they have to get.
And Endgame too, because they had to go get it again.
Oh yeah. Neither were frickin' Hugo Weaving, but hell, Ross Marquand's pretty cool too. Whatchamacallit? I'm too ADD, and I barely have a brain that's working right now. I might have brain farted a little bit. What were you literally just saying?
How the small amount of time we're going to see Nomad and Doomsday.
Yeah, I was thinking maybe like in kind of like in Infinity War when you pop up on Red Skull, maybe you don't see Nomad's face. I'm sure if you want Chris Evans in Secret Wars, which I'm sure he'll be in, you have Hydra Cap you can use. You have Old Man. I almost said Logan. You have old man Cap if you want to use. Yeah, Steve Rogers if you want to use him still. But if you want like a looming presence, give us one hillside just moment of Nomad standing, and not even Nomad. Maybe it's like a Nomad looking outfit, and have a big old cloak where you can't actually tell it's him, but just looking out over kind of the battlefield and just watching what's going on. And then put that in a post credits that, hey, that was actually Nomad and it was Chris Evans. And then there you go. Put him in Doomsday. You're there. Have your TV show and it's perfect, That way it's not like a true subplot and you still have that interesting kind of looming character that's there. There's Jesus. More than just a credit. I don't know.
Someone already AI'd the original version of the Nomad costume onto Chris Evans.
Any good?
No, because the original Nomad costume isn't any good. Where was it? There was better images. Okay, yeah. All right, so this is pretty damn close to the original Nomad costume. Oh, here, this one.
Oh, yeah.
This.
Hell yeah.
That's the original. That is what Steve Rogers put on after he dusted the Stars and Stripes.
He said, you know what? Let's be eccentric.
Well, let's remember, this was written in the 70s. So,
He looks
And-
like Star-Lord's second cousin or something.
Yeah, right. And then now this is my first time seeing this, so
Wait, was Steve Rogers always that blonde?
he's always been
Actually?
really
Okay.
platinum blonde. Yeah.
I guess. Yeah.
Well, no.
Oh, there he is.
Why is he doing that when I click on him? It is so weird. Yeah, there we go. Please, God, no. Sweet Jesus in heaven, please let this not happen. Everything all right over there? You good?
Yeah.
Oh,
Grab
okay.
maps.
Oh, right on. But yeah, please, God in heaven, not this fucking outfit.
You know what? I'm in. Do it.
Sweet. Oh, come on, bruh. No.
No. It's bad. It'd be
Uh,
funny for a moment, and then
right.
it would get old.
Yeah, I can't believe people are. I can't believe people already are doing that. Like, who am I kidding? This good Lord Almighty.
You could make it work if it was a brief moment of like an extra multiverse nomad
Mm-hmm.
that gets
You
killed
mean
real quick
like in the
or something.
DPW montage and dies a horrible death?
Exactly, but then
Okay,
again,
that'd be
that's just been done so many times. But it would be the only way I think you could get like the actual costume shown in a cool way for a moment.
Right. Yeah. Yeah. I mean, props to the person that actually got that designed out. Like, good on you, but also no.
Yeah. But also, if they did do that, would that strengthen or lessen Nomad's resolve for the rest of the film?
I don't think people would take him seriously at all.
I think that would lessen it because some people might be like, well, now it shows that Nomad can die. Captain America is not as strong as doesn't have that plot armor we thought he might have. Well, no, he still does, just not that version, But
Yeah. No, yeah. So like, I'm going to be curious to see how they adapt him. Like, is they just going to take the word nomad and apply its definition to Steve taking the stones back? Probably. That will make him a nomad.
Yeah.
So,
Hermit nomad.
Mm-hmm. Exactly. All right. I'm done. I'm tired.
Yeah.
I've talked about everything. We spent literally half the time that we've been on, a little over half time that we're on the Star Wars, but that's the way it always goes when we talk about Star Wars in a group. It was to be expected.
That was fun.
It was super fun. But yeah, I'm ready to go, guys. So,
and that was a good conversation on Star Wars too, though. And,
Oh,
and
yeah,
literally,
totally.
we'll see what like.
we still have 5 episodes left.
Yeah, and it's not like who wins the argument per se or anything like that, but
No.
we'll see. I guess hopefully, if these things if Andor season 2 is great, or
Right.
and maybe it includes a Jedi or something, and maybe they were like, well, let's kind of listen to what people were saying in something, or maybe
if
Skeleton
they
Crew season
increase the
2 or
pace, I
something.
think that I like an increased pace. I think will do like help with viewership in and of
And it's
own,
definitely
you know?
doing that with the year skipping, huh?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, they're cramming 3 years into each or no,
Arc.
sorry, a year into three episodes.
Uh-huh.
That's how they're going to fast forward the next 4 years right to the Rogue One-ishness of everything.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's going to be you're going to get a whole year every 3 episodes. 4 years total.
I'm interested to see what they're going to be doing.
Yep. So am I.
Yeah.
It's going to be interesting, and we'll see what we got going on. I mean, like I said, I as a television show, I have 0 problems with Andor. Just like as a television show, as a piece of sci-fi content in general, it's a really fucking good show. I will not take that away from that show. My issues are when you put a Star Wars sticker on it that it doesn't really deserve, in my opinion.
Of course.
So anyway, all
I
right,
think she's
thank you everybody who hung this entire motherfucking time. Y'all are the
Yes.
bottom. You're amazing.
Thank you. Thank you.
I'm not doing my usual outro or anything like that. When I say goodbye, I'm clicking this fucking end stream button and it's going straight to the spinny. Just so y'all know. So much
What
love,
do you
everybody. Thanks
do?
for being here. Hit all the buttons on your way out if you're still here. Leave comments if you're still here in this long ass replay that this is going to be. Thank everyone for being here, and thank you, Harris, for popping in again.
Thank you for inviting.
Everyone go show love to him at M Cubed. I put the logo on the thumbnail. Everyone go show love to Justin at Justified Nerd and also Justified MF. And have a good rest of your weekend. And we'll see y'all Tuesday night for the next episode of the Skeleton Crew while I'm doing the watch party.
Woo-woo.
So we'll see y'all Tuesday. Be safe. Have a good rest of your weekend. Much love, much gratitude. Peace.
Adios, y'all.